Well,
I put it on my Facebook, but we
I've
are
got them on
live.
YouTube.
We are live now, folks. How you doing?
all right. I like being live.
Hello,
And YouTube still hasn't updated, and
YouTube.
we are live there as well. All right,
Oh, I
cool.
saw it. No.
There we go. So things are out and things are going. So welcome everybody to episode 15. We got Angel at work, dropping in with us. Thank you very much. We got Combat Carl in the dark, visiting from Louisiana and the Bayou. And we got Mud Rabbit in Florida, the
Hello.
Liberty state, the state where everything's free, no one's wearing a mask, and fuck your shot. But all right, we're episode 15. Last week we had the beginning of war between Russia and Ukraine. Holy fucking shit, it's the end. And yesterday or day before yesterday, we had the United States deciding to impose no-fly zone in Ukraine, which means that American jets would be directly confronting Russian jets. And so life is fucking chaos. This is
We
really
don't fly over Ukraine a lot anyway. I mean, come on. The only ones that go over there are commercial flights.
And
or
their
the private
airspace-
ones that are.
But
that
I mean,
are
their
allowed to-
airspace has been empty for a week since last
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah, the Russians made that for 3 weeks actually. I think
Yeah.
that they cleared the airspace before they went in. That's how they
Yeah.
had that column.
They had the no-fly zone up before any of our people said a word. What's really ticking me off is Lindsey Graham.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
are we going to go down that
baby,
rabbit hole?
his colors are showing. Finally, get the people see that two-faced bastard.
Oh,
Yeah.
that picture of him and No Name.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
What I
Oh,
don't get is if this is an attack on the people, why is their grid still up? Why is their internet still up? That doesn't make sense.
Elon Musk said that Starlink was keeping them up.
Oh yeah, Starlink. Right, just
Oh, he
Starlink.
said today,
yes,
but then they won't. let the students-
Elon Musk
they
also
let the
said
students play.
he's killing Russia's internet as well. And I just happened to see a video yesterday of people in Russia at a grocery store going around shopping, showing us their prices, and their prices are cheaper in Russia right now than they are in the United States.
Oh, was that Dan and Susie? I'm subscribed to them. They're really cute.
Oh, they're a sweet couple with their little baby.
Yeah, I love them. And Sati is so adorable.
But yeah, their prices are much cheaper there than here in the United States.
Yeah, they're
Well,
doing
it's-
fine.
So McDonald's
Russia
over here-
has their own internet, their own banking system.
And they've already gone to the gold back bank system, just
That was
like
3 days.
China.
That
Yeah.
was 3 days
Right,
ago
yeah.
that he went back to the gold standard. Now, see, this is the thing. We've been brought up for multiple generations now in the United States. We're number one, reserve currency, stable currency, low interest rates, and we can buy things and do things and leverage everything like a motherfucker and just play around with fucking money that we're safe. When you go south of the border or across the ocean and you go to other places and you figure out that life isn't like that in those places, and you start to figure out how life actually could be, holy crap, Americans got a real big problem dealing with the life that they're coming up on. Because the reality of having from the moment they took Russia off the SWIFT and Russia and China started trading and India started trading outside the US dollar and they're trading oil amongst themselves, at that point, the US dollar is no longer the petrodollar and it
Yeah.
becomes just like any other currency, which means it depends on its interest rates, on its debt, and on its GDP. So
And guess what else they're trying to stop?
beep beep
Chocolate.
honk honk. Fuck yeah.
I just want to say hello to Artist 61.
Hey, I was typing. That's all I was typing.
Well, type in there. Our mods are multitasking. Y'all are mods and hosts and everything else. So
Yeah, but one thing people aren't realizing about these sanctions, and that's because people are slow, is that these sanctions are designed to hurt the American. And
Yeah, they mean
you know-
nothing to the Russians.
no.
They mean absolutely
It's
nothing.
all a
Open
show.
up
It's
the
an excuse.
pipeline.
But it's
So-
an excuse. It's an excuse to be able to get people to accept a reset thinking because they're all being led in a certain way. It's all the false propaganda and the oh my god, So many fucking lies everywhere. It's just
Oh,
absurd.
the lies are insane. And one thing I was reading, of course, on my follow the cabal. I have it posted up there, and I wouldn't mind actually reading it verbatim here in a minute. Um,
Well,
is
which
that
one of them? I'll read them for you.
all right? So let me go to my follow cabal. Not the alien invasion next. Give me a second. Let me just find it real quick. Oh, it
Weekly
was
chat with Patel. That would be interesting.
nope, not that
Booms
one.
en route, 5x5, device hold, comms transfer castle, chatter, rig for silent. Um,
Oh, you're kidding me. I didn't post it.
you probably didn't.
Better
However,
post it.
we've got stuff. You've got one on Killary there, and that's another thing
Oh,
because now
okay, I
that we've
found
got Graham and everyone else, justice is coming. Why? Because just like the title of this show, oh, look over there, Ukraine, Ukraine,
Mhm.
Ukraine. Forget about the Dominion president being arrested.
it. Never.
Forget about what it already did.
Mhm.
I got the photos of him in the fucking cop car.
Eric
But
Goomer.
exactly. What you're telling me he didn't?
Uh-oh.
Then we got Wisconsin going along with
Yeah.
Arizona,
Oh,
along
and
with
Georgia.
Georgia, exactly. And so it's all coming out, but it's Ukraine, 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 and then in a little bit Taiwan,
Well,
Taiwan.
Ukraine is a distraction. Keep your eyes at home. I mean, everything is happening behind the scenes, and this whole big thing over in Ukraine, that's all show for the world. That's show for the oligarchs. Our stuff is happening right here.
All
Always
right.
take care of your community, take care of your
Yep.
area. Make sure the people that represent you are representing you. You can't do anything about the bigger picture. You just take care of your people. Get
You have
around
to
you.
act locally.
All right.
Absolutely. Your
If
family, your friends, your community. Sorry, Carl, go ahead.
All right, if you wanna read it, it's a post from Q the Storm Rider official page, and it's right below the post about where is your Mueller God now,
All right,
and
because I'm
right
over here. Let me
above
see.
the
Ezra,
Manly Dam is filled. What does that mean?
Ezra Cohen is where I'm at. Is it further up? 0 day.
I just the
Go past.
cocaine.
We didn't start the fire. Go north. Scroll up past. We didn't start the fire. Past the UFO invasion.
I haven't
Uh,
even gotten to the UFOs yet. Oh, shit. No, but
well,
right now I'm at the end, which is
just
Patel Patriot.
right. Scroll up.
Okay. Oh, keep going. Okay, so I was going the wrong fucking direction. Sorry, South North. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Once you see we didn't start the fire, it's two
Okay,
up,
there we go. Two more
three,
up.
four. It's four up.
20 years of UFO sightings we got
Yep.
from the
Keep
Canadian
going.
government. But we had that before. We already knew that. That's old news. Then we got all kinds of Q and in the video and
Keep
the
going up.
flooding. Keep going. Where is that flooding at? Where is your Miller God now? Yeah, Russia collusion. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Now down. Stop. 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 It's in between. The Manly Dam
Russian
is filled.
forces have seized the Chernobyl power plant,
Yep.
according to
Okay.
Reuters.
You're stop. You're going too far. Go down. Down two.
Oh, down two.
It's just writing. It's just writing. There's no pictures. It's above
Is it above the flood?
it's above the flood. It's
All
directly
right.
above the flood.
Putin is the first largest major country to pull away from the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, the SWIFT system. Is that the one you want me to read?
That's the one, brother.
All righty. So let me see if I can screen
Doesn't
share
my
this.
come on?
All right. I was trying to share this so everybody could see it, but that's all right. So we'll just read it off. SWIFT, the CIA, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, deep state controlled banking system in Switzerland. Okay, the SWIFT
Mhm.
system. Russia went back to the gold backed system that JFK and Trump also planned to create to bring down the deep state central world banking
Yeah.
system. You don't see the real collapse of the world markets in the news happening faster than MSM can report or cover up, but it's happening. A great collapse is happening of the cabal controlled system. Thank God. Those are things that we can't see. That's why you see in every country organizations backed by elites asking for money for Ukraine. Exactly, the money laundering
They
system.
don't have it. They got to get it from
I just
us.
I have
Somebody's
to
got
do
to
my
get it.
taxes this year, or is it?
Now on that,
Donations.
on
In-
that note, Pfizer pulled out of the New York Stock Exchange today. I think it was.
Oh,
What?
really? Because they're about to implode. That's why. They
Yep.
want
Well, Pfizer pulled out.
Well, their data got released. Their data dump is released.
Yep.
It's on my channel. And I just opened up my channel so everybody can now comment on my posts.
Well,
Thanks.
there you go.
Yay!
And others have also mentioned you got to start your own YouTube channel, Carl. Fuck. You got so much information on Follow the Cabal on Telegram that you post that out daily. Just spitting out like I'm reading right now. I haven't even finished. Inflation is happening at an immense rapid speed, picking up pace. Millions of top investors from around the world have sold off their stock and pulled their money. China's collapse in the world market was purposely done to help collapse the deep state system. A huge internal coup is silently taking place in the CCP. See, that was something that I wasn't sure because we don't see the instability in the CCP. I'm worried about their famine that's coming up. China is also headed to a full gold backed standard. Yeah, they've been buying gold. Them and Russia have been buying gold for 15 years now. Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia, that was a good guy that actually helped Trump take out the pedos in the government, right?
Yep.
So bin Salman of Saudi Arabia is uniting the Middle East and preparing them for a gold-backed precious metals banking system, so much like Gaddafi had, but he wasn't as strong and everything else, which is why Hillary said, "We came, we saw, and we took him out." Ha 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 ha. Bitch.
Yep.
I can't wait to see her fucking hang. But anyway, that's a whole nother goddamn
Oh,
story.
it's
Now her
coming.
trial is put out for another year.
It already
isn't it?
happened, but whenever the video actually comes out, it would be interesting to watch. Everything is on schedule. Trust a plan. The war to end all wars. The fall of the Cabal, the Khazarian Empire that is housed in Ukraine and spread throughout the world. Yeah, we're in the middle of it, folks. And I'm seeing Ezekiel 38 coming out of this because Biden, being the useless fucking piece of garbage that he is, and then back.
Oh yeah, Ezekiel 38's been happening.
No, but see, what we have to see is hands God making sure those jets just fall out of the sky. That's what I'm waiting to happen. See, because everybody, all their neighbors, including Russia, are going to come down. And they're going to try and take out Jerusalem.
Well, we're right before, I think, number 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, since I'm not supposed to just be cryptic, it's Ezekiel 38:4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. We're at that threshold.
All those missile launchers, all those tanks, all that artillery.
Did you read the bottom of it?
The bottom of what?
Everything is on schedule. Trust the plan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I read that out loud. Absolutely. Everything's on schedule. And in the end, God wins. Where we go one, we go all. Now,
I just want to know if I have to pay my taxes this year. Is the IRS going to be shut down with the Federal Reserve?
Well, actually, your taxes are illegal anyway, so that's a whole nother story. But you have to
Good. Look, the thing with the IRS. The thing with the IRS is they have no enforcement right now. So you can be delinquent, and they can't force you to do anything.
And they need to go after the bigger fish right now.
Right.
Those little guys don't have much.
So my in-laws got the IRS threatened them, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll pay." And but 1 year wasn't that much, but still.
But you shit in your pants. Why? Because to us, it's a lot of money what they ask. But see, they can hit you hard, and that's their whole focus. And that's one of the things that Obama did to try and
weaponized them literally.
What I'm trying to say is what nobody realized is there is no more enforcement of it. There's no law enforcement that's going to enforce those penalties. So they can threaten all they want, but without enforcement, what's a threat? I mean, We know how children behave.
They have to take you to court, and they have to take you to court, and it's going to cost them more to take you to court than it is to collect.
And
You
it's
see what
a
I mean?
long
But see,
process.
that's
Yep.
yeah. But see,
Before
that's generally. I didn't understand that process until I got down here. Because here that's normal because people can't pay their bills. So fuck you. I'll pay you when I can. I'm not saying I don't owe you. I'm just saying that I ain't got it right now. So fuck you. You know, get in line. That mentality usually doesn't exist, or it didn't in my perception of the U.S. in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, to where if a bill collector came, they'd call you, harass you, and everything else, and yeah, fine. If not, they'd come in with a tow truck and take shit. So, you know, you paid your bills. But down here, it's yeah, I'll pay my bills if you can make me do it. And that's one of the biggest problems of doing business because whenever you want to collect, they're like, yeah, I got other people in front. And I
Yeah, it's that island mentality. We had that down in St. Thomas.
oh man, I have to sue my ex-employer because I got zero, um, what, either holidays or weekend. Fuck all. I mean, it was just nothing. And it was abusive the entire time. They can get away with that because nobody fights back because everybody takes it and accepts it because they have no other choice.
I have a feeling when this is all over that there are going to be more countries adopting a constitution much like ours.
Well, actually, Brazil has the American Constitution. It's based on
Right, but there's going to be more countries adopting it or adding to what they already have because
Well, I hope.
they're seeing that as much as the rest of the world has been pushed around, we're kind of standing strong over here.
Yep.
They're not going to push this on us. I mean, look, our truckers are circling Washington, D.C. There's not going to be anything getting in or out of there.
There are 30 towns that are backed up because there are too many trucks in the town. They can't get
Yep.
around. I mean,
And everybody's
I heard,
supporting them.
and I heard a week ago that oh no, they had been stopped at Missouri, and the truck convoy stopped in the U.S. and it stalled out. It wasn't going to
No.
reach the levels of Canada. No,
That's false information.
We're circling the wagons.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Yep.
And
Staying
look,
outside of their trap and blocking everything out. I've seen the videos.
from what I heard, they're
of
actually
traffic.
driving the speed limit, so they're not actually breaking any laws.
They're going the minimum speed limit, which is generally 45 miles per hour out here.
45 on the highway. You can't, dude. You'll be backed up for 30 fucking miles in
Yeah,
Dallas.
and they're maintaining movement, so they're not
Yeah.
breaking any
They're not
laws.
breaking any laws, but
it's
you.
I mean, it's a nightmare. I've seen the video. It's like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah,
that's
but
like
see, the
LA
problem
traffic.
is
And with the minimum speed limit being 45 miles an hour, nobody's going to get through.
yeah, but see, the problem is that it's
And
a lot more
and more people
expensive
show up.
to protest in the United States than what it is in Canada. Let me explain why. In Canada, they parked those motherfuckers and they camped for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yep.
And they made the government expose themselves as totalitarian dictators that, you know, showed their hand that they are absolutely brutal and unworthy to lead. It took a while, but people finally saw it. In the
Mhm.
U.S., we want to get to that point, but we can't because they're already blocking that shit down like slums. There are no slums. And my son was telling me, oh, did you know that in the U.S. they used to bulldoze the slums? I'm like, yeah, son, I know. That's why we don't have what you have here in Brazil. You know, the favelas and everything else that build up their crime rate.
Oh, there's still a few out there, trust me.
Oh, I know, because you can't get them. But that mentality back in the 30s of just bulldozing everything out of the way to keep, you know, everything looking purty.
Well, the difference between us and Canada is they were on their own government land. DC is not our
It's
DC is
No,
not
but what I'm
ours. We're
talking
not
about-
theirs. DC
what I'm
is a
talking
foreign
about is the fact-
entity.
What I'm talking about is the fact that the trucks are actually moving, even if they're going minimum speed.
Mhm.
They're consuming diesel.
Yep.
Not parked and turned off. So it's a lot more expensive to do it in the U.S. than anywhere else because of we follow all the fucking rules. There's no way they can shut this down or say anything about it because every single law is being done. But like they do in Brazil, whenever they want to, the cops want to protest,
Mhm.
they just follow all the rules. And the bureaucracy just ties everything up to where it's jammed for weeks. They're not doing anything wrong. they're actually enforcing all the rules that they should have enforced before. But they would turn the other cheek or let it slide or whatever just for efficiency's sake to make sure that the cogs keep moving. And
Well,
so when they want to protest against the government, the cops actually enforce all the rules, and that blocks everything up because the bureaucracy is freaking unimaginable.
well, you've got cops now calling on their brothers to stand up and honor their oath, stand up for the people like they're supposed to. And you'd be surprised how many police officers are supporting this. I mean, I forget what state it was. Was it Oklahoma? They got an escort, police escorted them right through the state
That
troopers.
was that was nice.
I don't
Was
know
it
if that's
Oklahoma?
the right state, but I know it
Hmm.
wasn't Texas. It was somewhere out there.
Yeah, it was further north. I was off the 40, I believe 40.
Illinois.
70, I-70, I think it
No,
was.
it was Illinois that said that they weren't allowed to go through there, and then so many people flooded the representatives and everybody else with phone calls, and the cops, the state troopers called the convoy and said, "Y'all are welcome in Illinois, not a problem." And I think that's where they gave them the actual patrol, um, just
Maybe
Yes.
that was
told
it.
them where they're going. Why? Because everybody called. They said you aren't allowed in Illinois, and
Yeah,
residents
well,
of
how are they going to get their deliveries and get their product in and out? I mean,
Illinois.
Illinois has a lot of farms up there.
Well, Illinois is the third largest city in the United States. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you got New York, LA, and Chicago.
Hmm.
Period. And that's where your centers of power and everything else
Oh,
are.
it's Obama's playground, baby. Oh,
Yeah, well, didn't Al Capone live there and some other famous people that knew how to manipulate the system? The good thing is we have known about this since the 1930s. I mean, I remember uh, in poli sci and studying history and everything else, the what we call today memes, but they were political cartoons back in the day. And so when you study the political cartoons of the era that you're studying in history, it shows you about the mentality of the people at that time. And they were smart. They, had a better dominion of words than what people do today, and they had a great concept of what was going on, and they didn't like it either. So this shit's been going on for a long fucking time, and finally, it's coming to a head. Because the Khazarians are in Ukraine, they're going to be distracted and called out in their hypocrisy with Taiwan because they're going to want to intervene in Ukraine, but when Taiwan takes over, everybody's going to turn their head because China must be venerated and that sort of thing, and the whole damn thing's going to collapse. And along with that, well, that's about 3 or 4 weeks out, maybe a month out. So,
Yeah.
hmm, interesting
I'm
time.
wondering what exactly the scare event is going to be.
well,
Oh
here it
shit.
is. Well, I just happen to have something posted on my follow the ball.
Well, then there you go.
Forwarded.
Let's go back
So,
to
what
your.
do you think it's going to be, Carl?
Well, I got a little read here. So forwarded from new phone who dis at anyway. So it says 0 day, 5 days and counting. No, okay.
Five
So
days?
it's by Cliff High. Yeah, 5 days. We know we know now that the 11th of March, 5 days from today, it's happening. That's the day that the telcos of the West disconnect Russia from SWIFT. This is why Russia wants all their businesses to be native with their IP addresses within their geographic boundary by the 11th. So, in a very real sense, the 11th is 0 day. Now, is it really that 0 day? We will only know in hindsight, but we do know that the 11th is a key Khazarian magic day, housing many events in the past, such as Fukushima nuclear disaster. Um, this March 11th may well be that 0 day, but even if not, it is 0 day for the next phase of the collapse of the private Western Central Bank criminal network. Their petrodollar goes to crap on this day. Their actions and Putin's counteractions have seen to the fate of the petrodollar. I will not recover from, it will not recover from the events of this coming week. On Friday, telephony issues will arise. the petrodollar starts waning. On Saturday, problems with the international dollar settlements will arise to grow and continue. On Sunday, the markets, PMs, and FXs will get the big time jitters anticipating the opening. Gold learns to dance while silver leaps and bounds. No one will know what the fuck WTF cryptos have been signaling with their over the weekend behavior. It will get really bizarre. 5 days and counting. Boom.
So what do you think that's a scary event?
But
Well,
that's
no,
like
that's
3 days away. But that's
Well,
not, that was on the 6th. So
it
that's not
might
5
be.
days away. That's 3 days away.
You know,
It's
we always
crazy.
okay. So for me, we're thinking fear event. That's where everything is fear, fear,
10
fear,
days
fear,
of
right?
darkness. What's more
But
fearful
what
than
is-
everyone who's addicted to their phone not having the internet?
Well, no, not that. When the market crashes, and I mean a complete crash, if gas is $15 or $20 a gallon and it's looking like 1920s, everybody in the world is broke. That's on this,
1930s. 1930s.
on 1930s.
Yeah, well, imagine how many people committed suicide when they lost their fortunes too.
Well, they talk about suicide weekend as well, but like I
Yep.
said, it's not supposed to be for us. It's supposed to be for them.
But it's
So-
yeah.
Truth.
They were-
Hey, Aaron. Glad to have you, brother.
Aaron's
Yeah,
in
we
the
need
house.
to do. We should do
Hey,
progress
Aaron.
these days.
Oh, holy shit. There you go. Aaron Moriarty in the house.
Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty on
There you go.
YouTube, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Hey,
Wednesday,
Aaron.
we have Corey Good at 8 o'clock.
At
There
8
you
o'clock.
go.
And Aaron, I would love to call in and have a sit down with Corey, man. That would really be great. Just tour fields and stuff like that, and see get
Well, you're
his.
going to talk Blue Avians with him or not?
What's that?
Are you going to talk Blue Avians with him or not?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm talking about portals, me falling through the ceiling, and peeing on reptilian dinosaurs, and but mainly toward field stuff.
He
He might have another bent
That might
on.
be interesting. That might be, but definitely, Aaron. Thank you very much for showing up. You are much appreciated. The originator of all this funky shit that's called Pena Perspective. Cows and
Yeah, we all met through you, Aaron. Aaron, your show, Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty.
Absolutely. So I'm going to leave that one up there for a while. That's on the badge of honor. But we were talking about the end of time? No. How are we going to survive this shit?
Actually, you were leading to the possibility that they're trying to coerce the public to the Great Reset through the fear factor. This is where the choice is going to have to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
The line now.
I can't believe Angel is speaking, but only with the mouth full.
That'll be harder for people with money than it will be for people who don't have money.
This entire episode. Now he wants to talk while he's eating.
Yeah, well, this guy's sitting here eating his lunch because he's stuck here.
Well, it's the only time he's got time to actually talk. He had to be walking around doing nothing. What's up?
That is funny.
But you were saying something?
Yeah. You got a clean palate, so you're good to go.
Go for it. The stage is yours.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you.
No, I was.
He's got a mouthful of food.
I'm stuck at work, and these guys, my phone guys, he's eating his lunch, and he's sharing his lunch, giving me the finger, and we're waiting to leave. No, but I was.
But your thoughts. Well, actually, go back to them and ask them their thoughts on this thing. Because go back to them.
All right.
Because they're eating lunch, so they can actually share a fucking opinion, and that's what this channel's about. And they aren't fucking sheeple. From what you've told me, these motherfuckers are actually awake and shit. And so ask them their fucking opinion about World War III and what the hell is going on right now.
I'm a Biden supporter. He's a Biden supporter. So.
What the fuck is the problem? You actually look decent. You look like you have a brain. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I believe whatever Pelosi and Biden tell me. I'm a sheep.
Yeah. Well, don't forget Schumer.
Nah, all
Schumer,
right.
yes. No, he's
There you
messing
go.
with you, Mike. He's messing
The
with
grass is greener on the other side. Absolutely.
Brother,
Follow the grass.
here,
He's trolling us. He's trolling us.
I know he's a smart ass. They're eating lunch. He was hungry, so he ain't gonna put up with bullshit. He wants to eat first.
Walls is pretty smart. So is
Walls.
Fry.
Shut the fuck up.
We're talking about our governor and our mayor here.
Yeah, they're real class.
All right, but seriously, from a normal.
Well,
Put the
ask him
camera
a
back on
question,
him.
Mike.
Put the camera back on him. All right, smart ass. Look me in the eye. No, well, that one too.
He's trying to eat.
He's trying to eat. Put it back on the other one. He already ate. He already ate. Leave him alone. Put it back on the other one. He already ate. But anyway, I wanted their opinion about what the hell they're thinking about Ukraine, about Taiwan, about Russia, whether or not, why one side or the other. Why? Because there's huge debate because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? And nobody fucking knows anymore.
They know what's going on, but they don't know the whole gamut, but they sense, and
Something's fishy in the air.
Right. They recognize that there's some shit they definitely not like. They know the games Biden is playing. We've been sitting here soaking it up and just throwing up every time Biden turned on the TV over here. So that's not enough for me. So, but yeah, I'm trying to follow the one thing that I am catching is that we're also with this astrological effects with the Pluto and all that.
Oh, that too.
It looks like that this Russian thing is going to start to just settle down and get called out, and then they're going to have to do the bigger distraction to get you over here. And yeah, I am a little concerned about what you guys are talking about. That the possibility.
I don't think they're going to be too vociferous about getting Russia called out because Russia's got the dirt on every single one of them.
All right. Well, I mean, okay. So, I mean,
aren't the servers going to be coming out now because they bombed? You were talking about, 26 biolabs, but I thought there were 7 or 8 that were in Ukraine.
It was between 26 and 30, I think, last count.
In Ukraine?
Today was 30, yeah.
In Ukraine? Today. Holy shit. All right, so there's information there besides the hunter shit that's coming out constantly.
I wanted to go back to the fear and this worldwide awakening. To get the sheeple to wake up. And at first I thought it was catastrophe. But to be honest, if the petrodollar drop, if oil goes to $200 a barrel and the stock market crashes and the dollar, goes to basically a yen value to where it costs you, $5,000 to fill up your tank of gas, I think that would wake up more people than a catastrophe. And that would put a true fear into the sheeple.
Hold on. If you have, for example, what happened in 2008? 2008.
That was the housing market.
Exactly. That was the originator of it. But what was the result of that? 40% of the baby boomers' pension funds, savings, and everything else over 30 years was gone overnight. 40% of what they work, it's in their pension funds, it's in the EMS fund or whatever the fuck they put in the most stable investments, but they're all in the stock market.
But let's bring some
that tanks. You're fucked. Why? Because you didn't actually use your money to invest in tangible assets. You trusted your things with somebody else, and that somebody else is fucking you over because that's what they always do.
Let's bring some rationale into this. So you say that if the gas prices keep going up, then that question would be how much gas will any gas station store, and then will they have to stabilize that gas if not the people are buying gas? How does that work?
Well, it's not the question of how much what's going to be the price of gas.
Gas goes so long.
That doesn't matter because the price is going to be what it's going to be. Whenever you study economics, you understand that price isn't about what the actual cost of it is. It's about perceived value of it in many cases.
I'm talking about actual gas being stored. How long can you store?
Yeah, they're raising prices on stored
they usually
gas.
store 1 or 2 weeks, depending on the amount of tanks they got under
Well,
the place.
well,
and
look
what
at
the movement
last-
is.
look
before
at the
it starts-
scenario right now. Look at the scenario right now. Biden's cutting off our, supposedly, you can't believe
Our
anything.
pipeline.
You can't believe anything. Okay, first of all, don't believe what you hear. But anyway,
Can't
supposedly
Yeah.
believe it.
Biden is cutting off our supply of oil coming into the United States from Russia. Okay, well, he canceled our production of oil. So now we are, solely dependent on where we're, oil from other nations. If
Well, they're
those
trying
other
to get it
nations-
from Venezuela now.
Right, if those
Whoa,
other
he
nations
was
say, you know what,
begging
we're not
with
going to sell
Iran.
you any
He
oil.
was begging with Iran. I mean, Biden,
Mhm.
you fucking maggot piece
I know,
of
right?
shit.
Yeah,
Now,
but
Michael.
once made up
Sorry,
gas, how long?
sorry,
Don't
sorry,
get us banned.
sorry.
Once converted to gas, how long will gasoline stay viable before it starts to tarnish or what have
Oh,
you?
you've
Oh,
got
gas can store for a while. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
No, it can't. I had a car that was stored and I forgot to empty the gas tank. I didn't know. It turns to syrup.
Well,
Seriously,
I mean,
how long?
but
Yeah. You can't,
I
you
mean,
have to keep
How
putting the
long was your
ethanol and the
car in
additives in
storage?
it so it
Did you
doesn't thicken.
did you
as
put it
long
in
as it's
storage for like 5
pressurized,
years or
it's fine.
something?
As
I'm
long as
sorry?
it's pressurized, it's fine.
Right, but you still
but-
have to give it additives every time the air hits it because there's evaporation and it only takes, I think, like a year or so for it to start
Okay.
thickening.
I was gonna say, how long was it in storage? Like 5 years? Okay, I get that.
No, I had it
Oh,
parked
really?
around
Less than
behind my
one?
house without starting it for a year.
For a year.
Yeah,
And
less
it's
than
And
one
I
year.
had to have the gas tank changed out.
Holy crap. Okay.
Okay, so but gas is viable for a couple months sitting in a gas station without.
Yeah, for a couple
Yeah.
of months.
A couple
Yeah.
months.
Okay, so they can still play this game then. That's what I was getting at. I don't know how.
Well,
Up
see,
to
the
6
thing
months.
is that their game is more long term. For example, they already know what the storage capacity of the tanks are, and they are willing to make us
Yeah.
suffer it out to where we'll be paying $10 a gallon. Why? Because we're tied to that. Because we're enslaved to them, and they know that, and they are taking that to their advantage to make sure that they can take us for everything they fucking can and get us to say what they want us to say, which is yes, massa, give me some more.
So that means people like myself who have electric bikes and what have you, capable of going to work, but that doesn't mean everybody can go to work, which means can the business sustain itself if not everybody can show up to work? I'm just looking
Exactly.
for the ramifications.
Well, the thing is, can businesses sustain themselves? For example,
Right, hold
they'll have
It's going to
employees
force
for a
us to
couple of
be
weeks that
more
won't work.
localized.
But also, their employees won't be able to drive their car. Guess what? They'll be buying a fucking electric bike in about
Mhm.
2 weeks.
Well,
Guarantee.
I just had another epiphany
Go
here.
ahead.
Talking about this scare event. Now,
Squirrel moment. Go ahead.
what if this scare event isn't for the people? What if this scare event
It's for
has
them.
already taken, is basically already taken place or is about to take place with the massive declassification of what they expose in Ukraine, what they expose in Taiwan,
What they exposed from Pfizer.
and what they expose here in the United States.
Oh, what they
Yeah.
exposed from Pfizer would be a scare event. Imagine everybody
Yeah.
realizing that you're going to fucking die.
They just did the data dump, and
Yep.
I didn't even have a chance. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet.
Nobody wants to look at it because nobody wants to admit that holy fucking shit, they got strange crap growing inside them.
And then people have been already desensitized from being scared with the COVID thing. So people are now getting tired of being scared of what they're being
So
told.
they're
That's
no, so they're fearless.
Right, but
and that's
don't
even
worry
worse.
because it's all about frequency. And if the thing on frequency is correct, then there is a fix for all of it.
Okay. And
Yeah, but
Q actually
those-
said something about
Each-
something a couple of years ago. Okay.
But it's the altering.
It's all
DNA
fixable.
effects. It's the altering
Hopefully.
DNA effects that are going to, a lot of people,
This body
It's-
goes.
Okay, here's
this
my
body
thought
goes
on that.
regardless. It's our consciousness that actually goes off.
Here's my thought on that. If these people are so arrogant as to think that they, the lowly they in brackets, can tinker with God's DNA, they're delusional.
They are delusional. We've known that for
They're
a
not
while.
going to mess with it. We have the cures, we have the fixes, we
Right,
have
but we're just
everything.
well, okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the event to wake up the people.
Right. It's going to be thinking that, oh my God, I did this.
Well,
Maybe
I
that
Yeah.
could be it.
rationalize how it would work out, pan out. So you have nobody,
Right.
few people going to work. Now people paying for their internet. You want to get on the internet, get the news, get updates. People are not going to pay their internet bill, so they're going to lose their internet, they lose their phone coverage because we can't pay our bills. So now, I mean, do they want that to happen? Because that means now people are going
Yeah.
to go outside and start being more communal, and they don't.
They're
No,
hoping to
absolutely.
isolate us.
Right.
But
So
the thing
They're
is, you
hoping
make
to
a choice.
isolate us.
really,
People are so addicted. People are so addicted to the dopamine that they get from all the feeds.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why they feed them into all day. That's why you spend your entire day like this on your phone, because it's fucking addictive. Because it's feeding certain dopamine and stimulators into your brain. Why? Because everybody likes that shit, and so they're stuck to it.
Well,
And imagine taking that away. They'll eat less. They'll buy
Withdrawal,
less furniture.
but
They'll
then it begs
withdrawal
to
would be
ask: do they
nuts.
want to get rid of
They'll
that?
pay
'Cause
their internet first. I guarantee fucking you.
And we go hungry first.
and what's so bad about that? I remember before internet, we had plenty to do.
Oh,
Too much. Holy shit.
and
So
never
much.
enough
That's why they
time.
wanted to get rid of us old farts, is because we couldn't tell the youngins what it was all about.
But aren't they
What
doing
life was
drills?
like before it was virtual.
But aren't they doing drills in order to? I thought some of the drills were to shut down the internet and shut
Well,
down
that's
copper
that's
grid.
that's happening on
No,
March 11th.
it's when the internet goes down, it just goes down. You know, this is why you need, hard cash, hard
Backup.
currency. You need
When the
fuel.
internet goes down, I go to the beach. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I got a computer, baby. I got downloaded movies. Woohoo! I'm okay. I
So
am
in other
okay.
words,
I
credit
got a
cards.
generator to keep my TV running. It's all
So
good.
we're talking about credit cards and banking also not work. They're not going to be
Right.
able to
Yeah,
make
you're not
That's
gonna
why
be
you
able
have
to
to have cash on hand.
have cash on hand. You can't use the gas pumps.
They
You're
are
not going to be able to buy groceries unless you have cash.
Friday, I wanted
Right,
to pay
but
my
is anybody
bills. I
going to
went
trust
to.
cash? I wouldn't trust cash, or is that going to still be trusted and viable?
It'll be
Wait a
fine.
second. Most
It'll be fine.
stores will still accept cash. In
Yeah.
fact, I paid for my dentist today in cash, and she thanked me for giving her exact change. Right.
Why-
So
Phone with cash, everything is bot related. I
well,
cannot.
see, but if you're doing everything through your phone, it's through Wi-Fi, and if the internet is down, you will not be able to use your phone for those transactions.
Right. I'm just saying, if we take all this and taking perspective, what does that look like as far as the responses of the masses?
It looks like
some people are
1880.
not prepared,
It looks like 1880.
right? Because some people are not going to be prepared, and
No,
those
they're
who
Hell
are
not.
prepared.
And
We're
some
talking millions of people not prepared. They still
But
But
think
that's what we're ready for. That's what we have to
Then
be
we're also
prepared
talking
for.
about home invasions and crime just accelerating. So that's where home defense is obviously going to be important. I mean,
which is why the
like,
Second Amendment is still important.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to play it out completely. I mean, how many months does it take before you have mass hysteria?
I don't think we're going to
I'm
get
sorry,
that far,
if you want to
honestly.
play it out, Todd, play it out like I have, and it's a combination of the zombie apocalypse and Mad Max, because Mad Max was supposed to start in 2022. So
Yeah, but we're not going over that precipice. We're going right up to it. We're not going to get that far.
okay,
Q has already assured us.
we're going in the other direction. We're on that other.
We're going in the good direction. We're not. It's not going to
See,
be Mad Max. It's not going to be home invasion.
But the
No, it's
cabal wanted the zombie apocalypse and Mad Max. But
Yeah, that's what
happened
they
is-
wanted, but they're
right,
not going to
exactly.
get it.
Which is
No.
why the programming from those movies. But we got the white hats to make sure that we like Leave It to Beaver, and we're going to try and get back to that shit as much as we can.
Hmm.
Or the Jetsons. I don't know. I mean, I liked Rosie personally. That was cool.
Yeah, I need a Rosie.
Just about to yell. You offered me cookies, then you ate them
Yeah.
all.
talk about okay, so this is something Q dropped talking about Q and Q drops. Q just dropped a nice coded message
Okay.
earlier today.
He's on Truth Social now. Did you get that?
Yes, he's on Truth Social. Let me just go up to it real quick. And it was just it was 2/358/1/22/5. Anyway, it says, the numbers are related to the alphabet and new coded message. So what it says is the decode is we have never been told the truth, the
Never.
whole truth. Question everything, which is what our show is about. You know, it's about our perspective on the information that we get and questioning the sources, which is why, you know, this event that we're talking about, 0 Day, we're talking about, you know, we know what Russia is doing. We know Russia is an ally. And
Russia's always been an ally.
you know, we're
Looks like a freeze up.
I think
we're hearing
I
more
was the only
people.
one who didn't freeze, but that was bizarre. Or maybe
Right.
I'm the one who froze and nobody else did.
Oh, I posted it earlier
No,
today.
I had a glitch.
Okay.
Gotta go
Go
back.
ahead, Carl. You were going on about Russia, and then you got bleeped out.
And I even missed the chat's been going wild now. Wow, shit. Okay. We got people showing up. All right.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
let's
so
just
say something. 30 biolabs.
Are we still waiting for Carl?
I like there was Julia Song posted something. She says, excuse the language here because this is a quote from her. She says, shit is so fake that the minute an outsider took office, we got cheap gas, cheap food, became energy dependent for the first time, no wars, and focused on our own country's issues. Establishment hacks get back into office, and we have inflation, medical tyranny, World War III, need to take a mortgage just to buy a gallon of gas. So She Rocks puts it out in perspective.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm still looking for the post. Pfizer's big drop. You know, lots of big drops on Pfizer's.
Yeah, I just saw a commercial that was so dismayed about some special vaccine card that puts everything all together for you, and they're selling this as $10 to get this card. And if you're denied access to a restaurant, this card will magically allow you in. I mean, it still put. Yeah, it was just on the news, on TV, on daytime TV commercial. It just blew my mind. I'm like, are we still playing this game? I mean, the vaccine COVID is done. Russia.
It should be. Yeah.
What the hell?
Look over there, not over here.
They need to catch up.
Election 2020. No. Look up Ukraine. Arizona, Wisconsin. No, Ukraine. Yeah, it's a sick fucking game that we're playing in the middle
So
of.
I was surmised here. Okay, so let's just say that they play this. We go into a mode, and what does this last? Maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks. Then we will have access to media again, and they'll start dumping it down.
Let's see.
Right. Well,
My theory on that is that when they try to take the internet down, Starlink's going to kick in, and we're going to get that EBS.
Another thing that popped out,
But, see, but a good part of Angel's question is, what will society be like after this? Because like Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum said, oh, the people who think that we'll get back to the way things were, that is just a fantasy. That's not reality.
Yeah, but that's his reality. That's Klaus Schwab. Don't listen to him. It's going to be the opposite of that.
I understand that. However, the old system, what everybody's used to, has to fall regardless. So my question is, yeah, we're not getting the New World Order. Thank God we're not getting the Great Reset. Or thank Q, because they've been working their ass off in order to make sure that the Great Reset didn't happen.
Well, think of it, Michael. That TV programming is going to change. News is going to change. Toys are going to change. Fashions are going to change. It's all going to go back to the culture.
TV programming has already changed. We're watching Truth Quest and we're watching Pena Perspective instead of watching Friends or Seinfeld.
Right, but all of those are going to be a thing of the past, and we're going to correct. We're going to correct the culture and get back to what's right.
But people's ability to live. I mean, how is getting your paycheck? I mean, that's what I'm still trying to wrap my head around. What is this? Because I'm still fearful that no matter who wins, we're getting closer to the mark of the beast, to where it's going to be a centralized system to where somebody will be able to have control. That ability for you to barter and be able to do like we did in the 1400s, to where take these 3 pence of, or 3 grams of gold and give me my 2 sheep. Today I
Well,
go
Trump himself said that he liked keeping the U.S. dollar, that he didn't see changing it for anything.
because having real currency actually is a good thing.
Yeah, you can't shock that kind of thing out of the people's hands. But he did
Well, they're
say that he
trying to.
favors.
China and India have done it.
Yep, and we've already gone and done the necessary tweaks to it. So I don't think the US dollar is going to be gone. I just think we're all going to be back to the way it used to be back in the 60s and the 70s, where when you traveled, you had to exchange your money. We're
No,
all going to
actually,
have our own sovereign
it's
system.
it's not going to be like the 60s and 70s. It's going to be a little bit worse. Why? Because the dollar will no longer be the reserve currency. So it's going to be more like the 1890s when the U.S. dollar was something like the Italian.
Well,
Um,
that greatly depends on our productivity as a country. And once we get
True,
back on our feet, we can work on that. But
that is true.
this has to be gotten rid of.
Yeah, absolutely. But the
Mhm.
pain of the shock between one system and the other, I mean, it's going to be a shock to the system to a lot of people because they have been used to, I mean,
Mhm.
for 2 or 3 generations, we have been used to one certain standard of living in the United States that the rest of the world looks up to and wants to be able to emulate. And not even the United States will be able to live up to that. This is going to be the first generation that cannot live better than their parents. And that is a sad fact. Um,
I have better hope for them. I'm
It's something.
sorry. We are very resourceful people, and I've seen situations where people have been pushed to the max where they had no way out and they've had to crawl their way out of that hole, and
well,
they've
that's
done
the great.
amazing things. And
But
maybe
still,
that's what we need.
we
Yes,
still
when
got
you don't have a victim mentality, you can actually see your problems, confront them,
Hmm.
find a solution, and get over it, and then get past
hooked up.
where you need to be. But I don't know if
Maybe
uh,
it's flipped.
people are up to that nowadays.
No,
Hello, Andre Little.
Oh shit!
you just have to flip it. The other thing that you guys got to realize too is that we have what 80% of the masses, if that, um, are not. They have to catch up. It took us what years
Yeah.
and years and years. So how is that going to work? I mean, they got a whole history that and of all the disillusion that they've been taught, all our history books, everything that's been a lie, because obviously the victors write the history. So lie, lie, lie.
Absolutely.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Are we?
that's why we had Q. He's got enough of us out there gathering up the information so that when it comes to that point, we can set it right. We have all this information, we have all this research. You can't tell me they're not logging it and archiving it somewhere.
And it's not just the Q drops. It's all the anons that are running after it and going, oh, yeah, wait, let me find this over here. Oh, and I found this other thing over here. It's like us and Aaron getting together. For example, Aaron will find some little things over here, and I'll find some other little things over there. And we put
Hmm.
them together. We're going, oh, wow, this picture is starting to come together. And you come and bring some pieces, and somebody else brings some pieces. And all of a sudden, the whole map starts, oh, wow, Santa Surfing told me, oh, yeah, and Amazing Polly mentioned the connections over here, and you put all those things together and you're like, holy shit, really?
Oh,
Yeah, you pull on all the threads.
and then there's people like I posted on my my Follow the Cabal channel earlier today. This guy, he's saw the news report of this big explosion in Ukraine, and the video is of him going to, explaining how to research. You go to Google Earth, you click it on the city building,
Exactly. I saw
you
that
look
one.
at the
Hmm.
skyline, and then you see where the explosion is. Then you go to an expanded view, and you look over there, and sure enough, it says, by U.S. paid for bio lab,
Hmm.
and that's where
I've
the
had
explosion was.
I've had firsthand experience with this. I was in Lebanon. I was actually in the Bekaa Valley the day before they started bombing it. We had gone out there to see Baalbek. And on the way back, all the posters that I saw that were so anti-American and, like billboards on the sides of buildings. Anyway, we get back to Beirut, and the next day they start bombing in the Bekaa Valley, and you have CNN over there and you have CNN over here. And I was watching CNN in Beirut talking about what was actually going on in the Bekaa Valley. 24 hours later, I'm home here in Hollywood, Florida, and they're saying the exact opposite and blaming it on the other faction of people that was going on over there. And I was fortunate enough to have two of my brother-in-laws, one in the army, well, both in the army, but one was in the Christian militia, that could give us the actual information as to what was going on. And there was no truth coming out of our mainstream media on this side of the pond. None whatsoever.
Oh, of course.
And I see them doing the same thing with Ukraine. They're taking pictures and stuff of things that aren't even related.
That's the first thing that got me off the internet, that got me off cable and onto the internet was during the Iraq War. Why? Because it happened the day after, March 19th, the day after my birthday. And so I remember it, and it was like, oh, yeah, we took out Saddam Hussein. Today, I remember that as a day to where he took away the majority of our rights, and he invaded a country that he didn't really have the right to invade.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole nother story. And it was on a predicated situation they created themselves. So when you see the programming these motherfuckers are actually willing to do, it's a scary fucking thing to realize. And so life is better when you don't fucking know. But back in the day when all of this happened, there was a sinking feeling because everything on the news was war, 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 war. And I was like, I know something else going on. So I would look for the French news to find out economic news because economics masters at that time. And I was like, fuck, I want to know what's going on in the markets in those countries. I don't, fuck your war. I know what's going on, whatever, but I want it, life goes on. But there was no other life goes on news going on any of the channels.
No, they don't do that anymore.
On French news, on English news, on nowhere. It was all war all the time, and I said this shit has to stop. And so I went on the internet, and that's where I found, and I had to search through a lot of different, news feeds and everything else, and going, yeah, this guy kind of, but he sucks and whatever. And I ended up getting on the 3 or 4 that really have given me good fucking news for 3 or 4 or 5 years. X22, SGT report. You got and we know. We got Marfugal News that's in there. You got Luke in We Are Change. I mean, these are people that give me, and you've got Tim as well, but he's a little bit too liberal for me.
You got Thomas over on True Reporting.
Hi, Andrew.
I've listened to it. Yeah, exactly. And just in time news as well. All of them were able to fill in the gaps that CNN supposedly was supposed to do, but they weren't doing it because they were pure propaganda. And so we get into the grassroots, into the people that are willing to get in there and tell us what's going on. They have their own opinion. We know that, but at the same time, Red Pill 78. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about Red Pill.
Yeah, Red Pill 78. Good old Zach. He's one of the biggies.
He's the original. See, that's actually where I found Aaron, because he called into Red Pill show, and so
that's how I found Aaron too.
Exactly. So that started all this stuff, and I wouldn't have this channel if it weren't for Aaron. So yeah, it all goes back to Red Pill 78, and that's all that truth quest, that quest for something that's not the propaganda, the media, and the cable news and everything else is trying to feed into our brain, and so we already had a thirst for looking somewhere else. And we're here because we were looking for this situation. Now I just want to know when Nibiru's showing up and when they're going to blow up the fucking moon.
Oh, Nibiru came and went already.
You told me that, but I'm hearing stuff about September this year. I don't know what kind of fear porn they're pushing.
All right, so on a side note, we're talking about Red Pill and Jordan Sathers and woke societies and methods and Kate Awakening and Tron. And what is it? It's not BitChute. It's
Rumble. Minds.
YouTube.
Twitch.
Oh, Twitch.
Yeah, that's getting bigger. See, that was always video games, and I didn't give it much mind. But it's getting bigger and getting bigger.
Twitch just cleaned house. They permanently deleted all Patriot channels off of Twitch.
Kate Awakening, Red Pill.
Methods, woke societies.
Get your Roku TVs and get Rumble downloaded. They're all over there.
Rumble. I'm on Rumble. I haven't been up these. I need to upload these because this is live. So I do this on YouTube. But I have downloaded the videos and I will be putting them on my Rumble channel as well so that these are kept after the purge.
Yep, Jordan Sather rocks too.
No, definitely. There you go.
So I
Awakening.
got that mentioned.
I do know.
I've been for a while.
I do know there is an awakening. There's a young lady that usually comes at me on my Facebook, and she's usually very articulate, sharp, but a little nasty because she doesn't like some of the. If I post something and she can catch me, she's on me. A couple days ago, she came
Well,
at
that's good. They keep you honest.
right. Well, no, and I appreciate it because I like her wit. She's just a little nasty about it because the way she comes at me is all you can feel the anger. But
Mean people suck.
But what I did is I threw the more practical viewpoint. So I asked her about the legal right to have to pay taxes on labor, and I challenged her to show me the law. So she had a friend who's some type of tax attorney or whatever, and she went at it, and they came back at me with, yeah, it was passed. I said, no, I want to see the Supreme Court law, and she couldn't do it. I said, show me the law. I said, then I gave her sites of people who will pay you $100,000 or more if you can show the law. And I gave her all the sites, and I'm like, come back.
Yeah, labor's not taxable.
So she
Labor is not taxable.
No, it shouldn't be.
no
Just one quick question here. Going live on Rumble costs money. It's not free. They actually charge you to do that, which is why I haven't done it. I go live on here and I download the videos afterwards, and then I upload them to Rumble.
Right.
So
Do we have to give you an allowance there, Mike?
that would be nice. I need to set up my PayPal. Seriously, it should be set up, but it's not fucking working for some goddamn reason. Yeah, I'd like an allowance, Uncle Carl. I'd appreciate that.
Speaking to what Angel was saying, when I worked in my mom's shop, I used to teach knitting and help her with her silk dyeing. And when we would have a class where I was teaching a knitting class, my students paid for their equipment and they paid tax on that at the register. But they paid me directly, and that was tax-free because my labor in instructing them is not taxable.
Oh, interesting.
They had to pay tax on the goods that they bought in our shop, but they did not pay tax on our labor. So when they would come in for tutorials and things like that, my mom would write them an invoice, or I'd write them an invoice on the materials that they needed. They got charged tax on that, and the labor was added at the bottom.
That's how billionaires become billionaires. Because right before you go, Carl, just let me finish this one. One of the things that I was doing when I was importing equipment for a new type of gym that didn't have all the weights and metals and everything else. And so this funky owner, the guy from Mormai, the doctor who's a surfer, had this idea, and I put all the stuff together. And so what you see is these differentiations of the abilities, and you can actually change what you're charging for in order to reduce your tax structure. For example, for them, what I was doing is eventually we would manufacture in country, and we would pay them royalties over the design that they had. Core sticks being one of the prime examples for that. And they were willing to do that. The only problem was that Core Sticks was actually negotiating to give us a price that was lower than their cost to put it over on royalties. So you can actually negotiate where you want those things. And when I was importing the biometric security systems also, it was lower the price on the physical equipment that had larger duties on it, and increase the price on the software that had lower duties on it. And so you play with the pricing in order to get your tax burden lower. That's what you pay professionals to do. That's why billionaires pay basically zero fucking taxes in general.
That's why you have accountants.
That's why you pay for accountants. Now, I don't have money for an accountant, so I just don't fucking pay.
Aww.
Well, why I brought it up,
puppy.
Yeah.
brought up is the fact the approach to the normie is through tangible subject matters. Because the other thing I asked her was to look into the Georgia Guidestones, and I asked her, why is it there? Why is it written in 20 different languages? Who pays for it? I mean, I put these challenges, and these people cannot come back. I'm like, until you can answer these questions, because I'm looking for answers. Why are you trying?
There are people in Georgia who don't know where the Guidestones are or what they are.
Right. Well, good news is a lot of researchers have been, a lot of diggers, nods, have been digging into it, and we know just did a segment on one of
Yeah,
those
I
days.
saw that.
I actually did
That was
watch
what, March 2nd or 3rd?
it was today's or yesterday's. I haven't watched it yet, and I know I watch them every day. So except today, I
Yeah.
watched them today.
Well, it's a
Someone's going to
beautiful-
get bold and take those out one of these days.
Anyway, hold on. So Mike. So remember, now I just bought this yesterday, and it was $20. I think it was $24. So this is a little Dremel, with varying speeds,
I
and
have
it's
one of
perfect
those.
because it's like this. So what you do with it is you go to the dollar store, you get a glass, and then you print out a color.
Again with this. This is the third time you've done. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You freehand your name on it like that. See, that's my name right there.
But
It says
see,
Carl.
but that's the basic problem. It's what design. I've been trying to get something basic because I don't want to just put my fucking mug on there, or my name. Fuck that. I wanted something that was actually people would enjoy, pouring beer into. Why? Because
Right.
that's the whole
Hey,
point.
that's my favorite. That's
So
my
I'm
favorite.
trying to, but I'm trying to tweak the design to where it will be agreeable to most people, and I haven't gotten to that point yet.
As long as
do,
as long as
absolutely,
it's just keep in mind, keep it silhouette style, i.e.,
Yeah.
black and white,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
two colors, two tone.
exactly.
Easy to do. Easy
But
to do.
easy, you say, but I'm a demanding and particular individual, and so all the designs that I've seen, yeah, they're good, but not good enough, and so I'm trying to find that thing. And once I do, I'll get there. I've also finally got the shout out from Marv. I'll be doing an intro to my channels on other stuff, but learning new things, video editing and all that kind of shit's I never did that before, and so this entire realm is completely new to me. But hey, you adapt and you learn. That's why we live. We can't live in the 1970s. What my dad did is no longer necessarily possible, and my kids aren't going to be able to do what I do. Thank God. And hopefully we adapt, change to the life that we're in, and find a new way to survive. That's why humanity has been on this planet for so long, because we adapt to things. We learn. We can't be stagnant and stoned in, oh, this is the way it has to be and it's the only possibility. We adapt. We flow. That's what life is about. But third time you've mentioned the glasses, and yes, this week I want to get a design down to where I can actually start doing those and doing merch. The majority of people that watch my show are in the U.S., so I need to find somebody in the U.S. who can do it, because I'm not going to ship out from Brazil. It's actually more expensive for the shipping than the fucking glass. So that's international business, and that's my specialty. That's a whole another ball game. But I'm also working on T-shirts and other things, ideas, trying to make things go. But in the end, we need to survive World War III. Hopefully, it's not going to be too bad. Focus on your community, focus on your friends, focus on those around you. Make your life better, make the life of those around you better. Where are you at, Todd?
Parking lot, car.
I'm driving
Looks like
home.
he's
driving
driving home. He's driving on live. All right, so we have video evidence of a crime.
No, I'm not.
Just don't ask him any questions, and we'll be good.
I was going to ask him for his final thoughts on the night, or if you guys wanted to add something, because we covered a lot of shit tonight. And
I've got a lot to cover. So hold on before.
well, then go ahead. Then let her
Lord,
rip.
you do know I have a channel, right? That
Yeah,
has all this crazy information.
I
So
know you have all your Telegram.
news.
You need to do YouTube one. I'm telling you, you need to create your own YouTube to follow the Cabal Telegram channel, because you've got a lot of shit comes out every fight. I mean, I see your Telegram popping up on my screen all throughout the day, 3-4 posts at the same time. Bing, 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 bing. All right, cool.
Oh yeah,
You got to make your own YouTube channel just for that, dude. I guarantee you, I'll follow you.
but this is more entertaining. I got
the
back
interaction,
and forth, reactions, and so all right. So let me go down the spill real quick. So What was it? February 25th. Chernobyl area is under control after a hard underground battle. So they went in and cleared a deep underground structure that had cloning installations, DNA experiments, tortured pedo stuff, and anyway, so they just wiped that out. Let's see. Hold on. Then in Australia, the Manly Dam has spilled over, so more flooding of dams. Oh, wait, let me go back up because there was another one that was important. Oh, Jesse Waters on Fox News just put out a 15-minute expose on the actual Q movement, what it's about with evidence. It's a great clip. And I think I have it pinned on
That
my.
was excellent.
Oh, it was really, really well put together. And I'll go back and watch it again. Lindsey Graham has come out, with his corruption.
Graham, that sack of shit.
Yes. Everybody was like, "Well, is he a patriot or is he? He's so two-faced. He's so two-faced."
He was faking it.
Yeah.
He was faking it.
Crap, where is it?
We see that now. We didn't see it before, but we definitely fucking see it now. And that's the whole point. They won't be able to walk down the street.
Yeah.
More than 90% of Congress will be gone because they're all corrupt individuals. How many are not running for re-election?
All right, so here it is. All right, National Justice Investigates, and this was forwarded from Patriot Voice. Rising Republican Party influencers got their start at talent agency run by Israeli pornographer. Whoa. And it just happens that our wonderful patriot Candace Owens, Anna Kate, Scott Pressinger, and Emerald Robinson are all a part of it. And that's where
I don't think I believe that yet.
Well, it came out.
Smells like a smear. Smells like a smear campaign.
Candace Owens making a porn movie. She's not Paris.
No.
Well, it has their. Well, and what it is, it has their bios on there: height, weight, age.
Right, but anybody can make one of those.
Exactly.
True.
They're the trolls. They're trying to make, and you also have they're trying to use the cover up of the deep fakes. To where there are channels to where you've got any kind of celebrity you want, and they're doing any position or thing that you want them to be doing.
Yeah, it's just the CIA.
They're desperate right now. They're going to slander everybody.
Right. So, yeah, but we also know that they play the long game. And okay, here's the thing. Here's what I've noticed about Candace Owens. She has, as much as I love her, I absolutely love what she's got to say. I love that her patriot thing is, but she's got a lot of money and a lot of power. She's got a lot of money.
How old is she?
Well, it says she's actually doesn't have her birth date on here.
All right,
32 years old. 32 years old.
And her and Ben Shapiro, they're about that age to where people do the things that they do, and so they got the connections and the influence they need in order to reach that. So I don't necessarily question the amount of money that she has. I have been listening to Candace Owens. I agree with her in a lot of her things. Some of her positions are a little bit too much, but each individual has the right to their fucking opinion, and I respect that. Now, to say that this woman would be willing to denigrate herself to make a porno movie just for a couple, fucking $1 million.
Well, no,
it makes no fucking sense.
But it's about blackmail, CIA, Israeli-controlled puppets. It's like Obama. I look at it like Obama. Obama
was created by the CIA. He's well beyond that. He was controlled from the very beginning.
All I'm saying is, with this in mind,
Gates was pulled in by Epstein, and he's been under their thumb for a while.
Right. And you don't think they've got the new global, good God, they just posted that earlier. all the people supporting Ukraine and the big great picture, and the one-eyed Republican senator, right in the, right at the top of the pyramid. Where was that at? I post too much stuff. There's just way too much.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I'm trying to look for stuff.
It is a
Gates
lot.
was doing shady stuff before Epstein. He was doing shady stuff with the government long before Epstein.
Oh yeah, I mean, fuck, he was doing shady stuff with his
there it
parents.
is.
His parents fucking started all that shit.
Anyway, the Guantanamo Bay detention camp class of 2023 with Pelosi, Schumer, and everybody, anyway, with that one-eyed cyclops up there at the top of the pyramid of their crap. But anyway, so they were all part of this young globalist New World Order group. All right, well, they're all getting pretty old. So, all I'm saying is when I see information that, these people come out of nowhere, they're heavily financial, they have, pretty solid finances, and they're putting high professional quality information out there. The average Joe doesn't have these type of connections to put up. They have teams that do this. So
they sell them.
Right. So you got to watch what you follow. Even though they're pushing the proper narrative, you got to keep that in mind.
Can someone explain this one to me?
Which one?
Oh, I read that wrong. Candace is a mom. Yes, she's I read that completely different. I apologize. Yeah, she's a mom. She's expecting. So why? I didn't read mom. I read man. I was thinking.
Candace Owens is man.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I was, I don't know. I mean, we got Big Mike, I mean, you never
They
know.
are going to sling dirt at every person they
Right.
could possibly sling dirt at. And Candace is in a very vulnerable situation right now. They're going to pick on everybody. They're going to spread lies.
Well, now I understand that. I mean, but we we got to be careful who we follow. And it goes back, and this goes back to, not Lindsey Graham, General Flynn, and
Michael's told me himself he's not sure about 2024. So calm down, Andre. All right. I know it's supposed to happen, but even he's not sure it will.
What I'm talking about
Andre,
is, just watch who you follow. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mud Rabbit.
I was telling Andre, unfortunately, Michael McIntosh is going in another direction. He's not going into the political arena, and he wouldn't stand a chance anyway, not in this climate.
Yeah. He's going to music, and I'm enjoying some of his music and that sort of stuff. So it's good.
Oh yeah, but he's going also into his
the amount of crypto that guy has, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's going to be the next Bill Gates.
But anyway, so what I was suggesting, what I'm talking about, watch, Q says, watch who you follow. And we've got to question everyone and everything. Yeah. And as long as we're constantly questioning, it's fine. It's like Michael Flynn and Lynn Wood. Who's the good guy? Who's the double agent here?
They both are. That's the whole fucking point, because they're human beings.
When Trump refused to back Lynn Wood, I knew right there and there. Okay. That
because Lynn
Wood.
I've always questioned Lynn Wood because he just kind of came out of nowhere and he took everything. He's just an anon, except he's a fairly wealthy anon. And
he's a lawyer anon, and he's an anon that's worked with defamatory cases, so he knows not to get himself in trouble by telling a bunch of lies, because he's sued people over telling a bunch of lies.
But that's at the same time,
between him and Flynn, I'll take Flynn any fucking day of the week.
Oh yeah, I'm behind Flynn 100%.
Yeah, I mean, and the problem comes out, and I've always been behind Flynn. I have, but he's been undercover or part of this deep state for so long, and I mean so long.
And I remember seeing the owl in his kitchen. I saw the owl.
He's got skeletons in his closet. We know that he's not an angel on any means, but we do know that he's a patriot, and he's betrayed the deep state. You know, he's let the
Which is why
skeletons
they
out
tried to
there.
put his ass in jail for so long.
Right. Yeah, 409. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, one more thing, you know, if you haven't already, fill up your gas cans, take some cash out of the banks, keep it on hand. Buy at least, you know, and have an additional month's worth of food in your house, non-perishables. We are going to lose power. We are going to lose internet. Internet goes out. You're not going to be able to buy gas. You're not going to be able to purchase anything online. You know, you're going to only be able to purchase things with cash. So make sure you have cash on hand.
You'll be down.
Gas is going to go up, up, up. We're going to see $8 to $9 a gallon, more than likely. You know, it's already said $7, $8, $9 a gallon. So don't be surprised if it gets up there. So if you buy it now at $4 a gallon, you're saving yourself quite a bit of money.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to buy it at $8, $9. I mean, I've got 8, 9, 10 gas cans out there already filled up, but that's me. You know, I keep it that way. I've got a riding lawnmower, and here in Louisiana, the grass grows quite regularly. So, you know,
no, Louisiana, I'm sure it grows like down here every fucking week. You got to mow that shit because that's humid. That's hot and humid. That means it grows like.
Oh yeah, it grows, and you know, we're getting a little rain now, and well, it was 80 degrees yesterday. Now it's 45 degrees today, which
like
is
right now it's 85 and it's raining. Well, it's not raining, but it's drizzle. You know, it's every fucking day. I mean, it's drizzle down here.
Now, Andrew Little, I do have a Facebook account, but I really don't post anything there. I've been banned too many times. And
he is on Telegram. Andre Little, go on to Telegram, follow the Cabal. He puts everything up there multiple times a day.
I'll
As Mud Rabbit says, coffee with Carl, and you'll be up to date. Absolutely.
Yeah, let me get my channel info.
425, but I saw that somewhere it was actually $9. So it's going to get bad, and it's going to get worse. And thinking that life is going to continue the way you thought it was going to continue. No, sorry, it's not. Something actually, everything.
It's your governor. It's your governor. If your gas is getting high, go after your local leaders. It's your governor. We've got gas down here in South Florida between $2.89 and $3.89, depending on how close to the highway you are.
Oh yeah, and the governor of California, so we know why they're at that level.
Yeah. So if your gas is getting high, go after your local leaders.
But again, we get back to local. Get back to your local community. Make sure your friends, your family, everyone is safe and taken care of.
After your governor.
Take care of your community, your city council people, your mayor, your governor, your state representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're representing you because that's where you live. Take care of your shit first, then you worry about everybody else. Like Carl. Carl wouldn't be giving them food if he had food that he needed to eat. If he was hungry, fuck those dogs, he'd be eating that food. They eat the leftovers, but he's got plenty of leftovers, so he can give the donuts.
I'm not starving. No, not by far. Wife's making ham with beans or some kind of beans with ham and onions. Oh, yeah.
Evidently, you're not. I made lunch today, so that was my thing. But still, I didn't put it in breaded. I didn't bread it, so it didn't end up as juicy as it should have. But
and one other thing is, I did just open up chat, I guess, on my Follow Cabal. So now that people can actually respond to some of my
posts.
And
some of my comments.
Good. Now I can
there's interaction. There's interaction.
Yeah, I kept asking me to create a whole nother channel, and I'm like, man, that I don't want to start over from scratch. And I got to reading more details. Like, no, it's another channel, but everything that I post from one will follow over to the other, so I can follow the comments and whatnot. So it's more interactive, which will keep me a little bit more busier. But this is,
Telegram.
it's great. I think I'll enjoy it.
Isn't Telegram based on Russia? What happens if the internet goes down at that point?
Well, hey, all these platforms are going down. I mean, but we're still, I think that's still months out. like I said,
Okay.
I'm always pushing for tomorrow. I'm waiting for tomorrow, man.
But for the title of the show
it's
tonight, we're
it
trying
is
to make
away.
sense of the chaos that's in front of us. Are we in front of World War III? Yes, technically. Are we going to face a nuclear conflict? Possibly. I don't know. You guys have said that we're not.
I
Can
doubt
we
it.
live to see another day? Yes, most likely. What will that other day look like after tomorrow? And those are the things that I wanted to be able to answer
Oh, I think
today.
it's going to be awesome.
Well, we just have to remember that there's a lot of, you got to remember, it's all about pushing fear. Nuclear threat is a great way to push fear. Alien invasion. Canada just released, a massive data dump on all their UFO sightings, and or
They're
their
prepping the public.
space. So they're prepping for, they're seeding the consciousness of everybody to get ready for
Getting them
this
ready.
alien invasion.
Well, yeah, I had Alien Invasion for 2019. I was completely wrong. I'm sorry. I was off. They have so much more before they have the alien invasion. They have to completely bring down the entire global system before the alien invasion. So yeah, but
I
maybe
hate
for
to break it to you
2023.
all.
On the
I hate-
alien invasion part, I would say no, because if they do that, that would only give authorization for the benevolence to step in, and they don't
Well,
want
Yeah,
that.
hold
they
on,
don't
but
want
hold on.
that.
You have Xi and Putin that have actually
We've
signed over giving their rights, their presidencies to someone else in 2024. So
we've already been invaded. We were invaded a long time ago. So
in
all this
45.
alien invasion stuff is BS. We've
I know.
already been invaded.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That was
And it
in
was
45.
long before any of us were born.
Yep.
Imagine that. Oh,
And
man.
Truth Quest brings out a lot of that as well because he's actually sown some of the stuff on the moon. So yeah, when you realize that all this stuff has been around for a lot longer than what they
Well,
tell us,
Right.
everything we
Well,
know
well
is
hold
been
on.
a
Now,
lie.
hold on to this thought. So, when you start digging into giants and ancient trees and everything, we learn that before our carbon-based life forms, this planet was inhabited by silicon-based life forms, which
I thought that
were
was an excellent.
massive in scale. I mean, beyond our comprehension, massive in scale. Of course, the planet was completely different then. It wasn't, there wasn't a planetary impact back then. So, and then I think that's, it's one of the things I've been putting together is after this, before the planetary impact with Earth and another object, whether it's Nibiru, Planet X, or whatever you want to call it, the toroidal field that controls the planet Earth was a lot larger. After the impact, and 1/3 of the planet was thrown out into space, it severely, compromised the toroidal field that controlled Earth.
We also had the canopy up until that point as a planet.
So it had to restabilize itself, and when it did, it compacted everything, and it shrank, and then it restabilized
It
itself.
also shrank lifespans. And that
Well-
was after the deluge.
Well, silicone-based life forms could no longer exist on the planet. So, with the new formation of this, more densely compacted toroidal field, carbon-based life forms were more adaptable. So that's where we come in, and in our world today.
Actually, that's where the pre-Adamics come in. The
Right.
Adamics, we come in much later. The
That's-
pre-Adamics
that's
come in
I'm
there.
just
why I
saying
talked
that's where
about
the
the deluge.
carbon more.
That's what I was talking
humans,
about.
yeah.
Deluge. But Todd's finally back home. How you doing? How was work?
Oh, they just a mess.
It looks stressful, man. You really work your ass off. I mean, you were.
Yeah, no, that was their work and me having to sit there so I can get the alarm going.
Well, there you
I
go.
I was considering a point of view too that's separate from everything. I think there's going to be more and more people approaching folks like us, and we have to really take an easy approach because these people can't assimilate. And the only way we can do this is by offering tangible things that they can look at, that they could that you can't dispute and argue, and then bring them up the ladder. Someone like me, sometimes I just get no filters. I just throw aliens right at you, and that's just not the approach.
No, you're absolutely right, because there are some people that no matter how much you try to explain, they might catch some of it, but they're not going to go deep
because they don't
because
even
they
want
don't
to
have the
understand.
ability to do so.
But
But
once
see,
you catch them,
we have to make it to a point to where that's why I keep talking about community and those around you. Why? Because that's as simple as you can focus it. You don't have to be able to comprehend all the intricacies, all the existential realities of the 5D chess that's being played out in the world today. Focus on your family, on your friends, on your community, those around you, making sure that your community,
Play in
your
the
city, your
garden.
state are
Trump
are
told us to enjoy our lives. We're not supposed to be worrying about everything right
well. The
now.
Bible
He's out
actually
there
tells us,
golfing.
but the
He's
Bible
out
tells
there
us that as
golfing.
well.
He's not sweating.
The Bible tells us that. Don't worry. I mean, if you
Yeah.
can't change the color of your hair or add a year to your life, you can't do these simple things, then why do you worry about the greater things?
What
I
color
mean,
should
just
I go with?
but there is something to be said for humanity needs to be the ones to step up. We can't sit back.
no, absolutely. We
Yeah.
have. That's why I say we have to take control of the community and tell
When
them,
we
look,
relax and we start enjoying our life, we naturally help those around us because we're in that vibe, we're in that energy.
and we make sure
When
that
we're
those are
rushing
writing the
about worrying
laws.
about the paycheck, when we're rushing
And
about worrying about the paycheck, we're too busy. But when we're here at home, when we're locked down with our families, when we're with our community, when you're in a good mood, you're more apt to help each other, to be supportive of each other, to give each other information, to help each other out with things. I mean, we do a food drive around the neighborhood here, and it gets you in touch with everybody. We need to work locally.
just remember, we
That's
are the new
focus.
snap.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. It's people like us who got the information. God bless Q. They're making us repositories. We're sitting around with this information, not knowing what to do with it. Pretty soon, we're going to be pretty tired of talking our heads off,
Oh, yeah.
explaining this stuff. So
What,
it'll
you
come
guys
soon
didn't
enough.
understand this? I told you this 3 years ago. Fuck you. All right, again. Look, it's Project
No,
Looking
you
Glass
got to be nice
Partnership
to him,
Owners.
Michael. Don't do the I told you so. Be nice.
Well,
Oh,
actually, we need to come up with more organized layouts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because we're still trying to put it together too. Our history is still discombobulated. You know,
Yeah.
right.
there's so much that we have yet to put together, but at least we have the headway.
We have the information and we dig into it, we network over it, and we come to all these little gems along the way because we're networking. Once we
Absolutely.
get them to join in the networking, no telling what kind of information is going to come out.
Well, it's like my follow the cabal. There are hundreds and
Mm-hmm.
hundreds and hundreds of people's channels that end up there. I don't have one source that I use for all my information. I'm bouncing
Mm-hmm.
around, but
You
and I
can't
do
have one source. You
right.
have to have. It's like, yeah, Red Pill 78 is great, and I mentioned him. I also mentioned X22. I also mentioned Emily. I also mentioned Luke. I also mentioned Marf. I also
Don't
mentioned.
forget
I
Space
mean,
Shot 76.
Space Shop 76. I mean, shit, they're all part of it. And you have to listen to all of those sources. And even outside of those, you actually have to listen to Rachel Madcow to find out what the fucking crazy bitch is actually talking about. Why? Because you can't also have tunnel vision to where you're only seeing the things that you want to see. And that's where we expand
Yeah,
our
you have to
view.
have an opposing view so you can verify that you're still on the right track. You know what your
Absolutely.
enemy's pushing, and you know what the opposing argument is. You can still validate to make sure
It's
you're not
it's
going crazy.
Sun Tzu's Art of War. He says if you don't know yourself, you aren't going to win any battles. If you know yourself, your troops, and you don't know the opposer, you got a 50-50 chance. If you know your troops and your capacity, and you know what your opponent is going to do, then out of 100 battles, you won't have very many problems. So that's the art of war, and that's what you do. You have
No,
to
Kitty.
yourself and the others. Now, my surprise is that there's a Doberman and a cat, and they're actually not
Oh,
trying
they're
to.
best friends. They're best friends.
Oh yeah, I had a Doberman and a cat at one
And
time.
and he has no tail. He's a stubby kitty.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had a Manx.
Look at that. Even the Doberman's licking him. He's going, you taste like lunch.
Oh, they're best friends. Absolutely love each other.
But that's a good. See, that is the focus that we should have. We're in the middle of World War III. Everything's about to fucking explode. Fuck
Boy,
that shit. Focus on your friends, your cats, your dogs, your family, those around you,
Yeah.
and make the most of the life that you have around you. Why? Because the majority of it is fucking bullshit. It's not going to fucking affect you anyway, except for your gas prices, your grocery store bills, the inflation,
Language, Mike.
and your
Good Lord, there are children watching.
No, there aren't. I didn't restrict this fucking channel, so kiss my ass. Anyway, well, the YouTube.
Michael, did you see my message in chat?
I actually saw a couple of those.
No, the one behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's I'm reading those now.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Pay
need to send
attention.
Aaron a link. Actually, if he wants to come on here, I would love to send him a link.
well,
can
send
Okay,
it.
I'll send him the link.
Go ahead. Go right the fuck ahead.
Got
I
it.
would love to have Aaron on here. And thanks. I had seen one, and then I saw 4 in the private chat, and I didn't actually see that. I was going to send the StreamYard link, but you got it as well. So go ahead.
Okie doke.
Aaron,
I'm sending it to Aaron.
Aaron giving us his view on what's going on would be absolutely fantastic. So that will work. All right. Until he pops in, and I'll be looking at the green room to make sure that there's nobody waiting. Like Todd was, because he dropped off and then came back on, and he was.
You guys enjoy my ride home. I focused the camera forward so you can.
Yeah,
see
so we could see your speedometer. We could see that you were following the speed limit. It was interesting.
Actually, I picked it up a little bit and went about 80 and zoomed past all the cars. I don't know if you saw all my illegal activity.
Okay, it's emailed.
No, but it's been caught on tape, and so the authorities will be able to go back and process you after the fact. Not a problem. Thank you for taping your felonious activities. Always a good thing.
They can't prove it.
No, but it's on tape. Of course, they can prove it.
Yeah, but I was just spitting at other cars. That's my illegal activity.
Yeah, that's still illegal. Every fucking rule counts. But that's the thing about living in the reality that we're in, and then we have to start thinking about the metaverse. Because if we're starting to live in what would be, Grand Prix 70, or what is that game to where you're racing around and you can crash into other cars? It doesn't really matter, and because you steal another
Need
car.
for Speed.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. There you go.
Oh, I love that.
Where
Need for Speed, man.
where
That
you
thing
get
is
money for beating up a prostitute. It's
awesome.
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto.
that's all going to be a thing of the past.
yeah. Well, it might be a thing in the future because they're trying that with metaverse, and so you're in the middle of that trying to do that shit, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of.
Do you honestly think metaverse is going to last very long once Zuckerberg goes down?
No, Zuckerberg's gone in less than a month. And all that shit is their attempt to create the Matrix.
It's exposed. It all belongs to DARPA, and everybody's going to know it.
DARPA's been doing some fucked up shit for a long goddamn time.
Hey, Britney
DARPA
Spears
was
is
Facebook.
calling. Britney Spears is calling out the cabal on her Instagram.
Yeah, and then she took the post down.
Did she?
Interesting.
I didn't follow her, so I'll have to follow her now. Crap.
Britney Spears? How the fuck are you going to follow Britney Spears?
On her Insta.
Yeah,
I blocked CNN at my mom's house using parental controls. Now she keeps calling me saying she can't watch the news.
Good. That's not news. It's propaganda. I saved your ass, Mom. Well, you know, Carl, he is mean. That's just in his nature.
Oh, I'm fun. I'm not mean. I mean,
No, it's the same damn thing. You can't be fun without being mean, because the thing that you learn about comedy is you always have comedy by making fun of somebody else. I love.
You know what the best thing about marshmallows? is they bounce.
They bounce. Marshmallows.
You ever throw a
bounce? I don't know.
marshmallow?
No, I usually melted those motherfuckers, put them on
Yeah.
fire. I never actually bounced marshmallows. However, we got a lot of fires that we're going to be putting out. Yeah. 2022, March 2022. This is going to be a decisive month. Hopefully,
Hey,
Pelosi will
this is going to be exciting. It's your birthday, Aaron's birthday, and my birthday.
My
this
wife's
month.
birthday.
And all of this is happening this
My
month.
daughter's
We've
birthday.
It's a birthday
Well-
present. All that's happening is a birthday present.
Well, I hope so, and I hope it's a good birthday present because holy shit, the last 3 years have been hell. But that's
I think Aaron's still trying to get on. He said, "Did you get his email?"
no. Mud Rabbit asked Aaron if he
Easy.
got the email,
Easy.
Yep.
so that's why I was putting that on there. I know he's around, or he might be, but that's a whole nother story in and of itself. I would love to have Aaron on. He's great, folks. However, I'm trying to. Oh, he's still here. Well, Aaron, answer your emails and get the fuck on here. The hell are you
All of
waiting
Biden.
for?
All of Biden.
Now, don't get us banned.
I know,
Well,
right?
my little language isn't going to get us banned. Come on. I'm not talking about Hunter Biden's laptop, please.
Well, yeah, but all of Biden's laptop text messages that's never been released, over 10,713 conversations, each
Yeah,
in their
right.
own PDF, numered chronologically, hashtag Marco Polo USA with a link. Just posted.
I
right
started following Marco Polo on Telegram today. I actually found about them, and holy shit, there's a lot of crap on there. There's a lot of stuff going down. Well, sorry, everybody, please take a bow and welcome Mr. Aaron Moriarty. Mr. Elvis himself.
Now you see my green screen.
Yes, we see your green screen. Hey, it's all good, brother.
Mr. Elvis himself.
Now you see my green screen.
Some of you still got us on YouTube. I can hear my.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's all good, brother.
Uh-oh. I got to turn off my stream here.
I know, Aaron. I know
Oh,
you.
boy.
Rookies.
No, I've known him for
Wait a
years.
minute.
I started with Jacob over
I
on
got
Aaron.
to turn off my stream here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Welcome, Aaron. How
I
you
can just
doing?
hear Zach now saying, "Caller, mute your stream."
Oh, man.
I should have, but I wasn't going to. Why? Because it's Aaron. He's the first. He started all this shit. I mean, I met Jacob on his channel. I met Mud Rabbit on his channel. I met Carl, and I fucking met Todd on your channel, Aaron. I mean, what
You
the?
met me on Jacob's channel.
Well, no, you were modding on Aaron's whenever I met Jacob, and so when I started the channel with Jacob,
Oh, okay.
then you came over and followed us both, and that's where I found out in the majority of
Gotcha.
our bullshit conversations, you actually had deeper information that I had. And Terry Hopper actually got in there, and y'all both got me into the Akashic Records and blew my fucking mind. And that's where we got what's going on now.
We gotta
Aaron,
have Terry on one of these nights.
I don't know if he wants to talk to me, but he's always invited and welcome on my channel. Aaron, tell us your thoughts on World War III. Are we going to all blow the fuck up, or should we have a marshmallow roast next weekend and watch marshmallows bounce or whatever the fuck Carl does with marshmallows? You usually eat those motherfuckers. I don't know about bouncing.
I don't know about the marshmallows, but it's just wild because the same people who are, praying for the Ukrainians and begging for World War III, the same ones that were so worried that Trump was going to start World War III. What?
Right.
They wanted to do him to do it.
Oh, wait a second. I had a meme that I need to share with you today, Aaron. You're going to love it. It's for all those who thought that masks could help us from COVID. Here is your bomb shelter. And the guy's inside this big cardboard box.
Yeah, I know. That's a great one. I love that one.
Hey,
Aaron, where's your spaceship?
My green screen doesn't work on StreamYard. That's why I can't use StreamYard. I
That's
don't know how.
but hold on. But he's got the Kirk up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kirk's still hanging on.
Kirk's
got
still hanging on there. He doesn't have the ship, but Kirk is hanging out in the middle of the green screen. Alrighty.
Yeah.
And Kirk looks like he doesn't have any fucking clothes on. Holy shit! Now that's maybe
No,
why
he does. He's got his shirt. He's got his normal. He's got his outfit from the '60s on.
on that green screen. He's looking like, oh shit, they found me. No, but that's a
He's
whole
on the
nother-
wing.
Oh
It
yeah.
is what it is.
No, if you go on to Aaron's channel, you see that that's on the windshield of his spacecraft, and he's hanging on, trying to keep up with Aaron because Aaron's just such a badass. He's going beyond William Shatner. So what you got on your back screen? That's just you. Tell us about World War III, Aaron. What you thinking?
Well, boy, I really, really hope that it doesn't happen because, you know, with the WikiLeaks cables that were released years ago now, they revealed that there was a deal struck by China and America that there was going to be a limited nuclear war, and if China participates in our limited nuclear war, where North Korea would send a missile and hit either New York City or I think LA, or there's like 3 different places. 2 of them were in California and one
If they hit Hawaii,
Well,
that
hopefully
would be a
it's San
declaration of war.
Francisco,
I don't know.
Illinois, and New York.
But they said either one or maybe all 3. And then if China goes, and the warhead was going to be used, the uranium was going to came from the
United States.
Uranium One deal
Right.
with Hillary Clinton. So they skimmed some off the top, gave it to North Korea. So then the bomb would trace back to Russia, and then Russia would be World War III.
Well, the deal went through Russia. That's what Uranium One was all about.
Right. And that's why they
You know,
did it.
40% of our
That's why they
stockpile to
skimmed.
your number one enemy? What the fuck?
That's why they skimmed some off the top, so that they could make a bomb, shoot it at us, and it would look like it came from Russia. That's why they did that. And
It's all
so,
supposed to come from North Korea.
Biden doesn't have the football.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
I hope
Yeah.
not. I hope devolution is really in play here, because this is getting ridiculous.
I believe it really
Oh, yeah.
is. And this is all part of it.
Now you got China and Russia. Now they're best buddies. That's not
and
good.
India, which means the dollar is going to tank. The
So
dollar
all
is
that-
no
all
longer
this-
going to be a reserve currency.
All the deals that China made with America, I guess, didn't do America much good, did it?
No, they were all against us. That's why they did those deals.
Yeah, right.
Because it was all about to weaken the American position. Why? Because the central bankers and the corporatists wanted their profits off of slave labor. And that's what they did.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
we
that's-
should clarify it's not China, it's the CCP.
Right.
Yeah, they're-
No, it's
Chinese
not
people
China
are
or
fed
the
up, too.
CCP. It's actually the central government of the planet. It's the World Economic Forum. It's all these motherfuckers that put money. That's one of the reasons that I hated accounting. Is because people aren't people. People are numbers. Oh, this person costs you 75,000. That other person costs you 45. Two
you,
of these kids cost you 25. You can replace the one that's costing you 75. So fire the guy that's been working for the company for 20 years and hire 2 fucking interns that you'll get your money back, accounting wise.
What does that do to the dollar store? The dollar store.
$1.50 store.
Oh,
you
the
mean.
dollar store is $1.25 now.
Yeah, but how are they going to get their goods? It sounds like they're just going to fall.
Yep.
Well, if you're buying everything from China, you're kind of fucked anyway, and you deserve to fall because fuck you.
Well, one of the
The
biggest
thing I
upsets-
liked about Walmart back in the day, back in the 80s, when they were going into little America, like Guthrie, Oklahoma, and setting up and taking all the business away from the small shops, the thing I liked about them, because at that point they were saying made in America. Everything in Walmart at that point was made in America, and I supported that.
that's
shit.
when we had
Absolutely.
manufacturing, or some
Yeah.
manufacturing.
Now we gave all that fucking shit up, and now if you look for anything, everything's made in China. And so when we go to war over Taiwan, we probably won't because they're a bunch of cowardly shits, and we're going to lose.
Well, I don't know
All
how
kinds
many
of shit.
people I don't know how many people know, but freaking, one of my favorite stores that I used to go to buy electronics was Fry's Electronics.
I used to
Um,
love that place. I love fries.
well,
That was good.
thanks to the Biden administration and COV, they have permanently closed for business.
Mm.
So no more online. You can't purchase anything from their websites are down. Their stores are shut down. All employees have been released.
Well, the last time I was in Dallas, the Fry's was closed, the physical Fry's, and so I had to go to what's that other Best Buy to get my
And
shit.
I hate Best Buy. I mean, they're overpriced. Their products are
They're nothing compared to Fry's, but
no.
Fry's wasn't available anymore, so I had to deal with what I had. And
Nice.
even those two shitty options are better than what I fucking deal with here in Brazil.
I
Okay,
used to
so
work at Circuit City. That was a good place. They don't.
oh god, I love Circuit City.
That was a great place to work.
That was
I made a
back in
couple $100 a night
Circuit
Really?
City was a good
back in the
place.
'90s. Yeah, and I was gonna be going into appliances where I'd make twice that.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
But then it all crumbled because my wife didn't want to move back to Minnesota. So
Well,
Well,
that's
everything crumbles over time because all this stuff is in Circuit City ended up going out of business in the
no, they're still.
I was at Circuit City's #1 store. We had 5 in the Minneapolis area. And it's Angel. You might know this. It's by across the street, across the highway from Mergedale. That Circuit
Hello?
City. That Circuit City.
Then they used to have way back in the day. Where started all this was Highland, I think it was.
Yeah,
But I don't know where they were.
I barely remember Highland. Yeah, that was a long fucking time
I
ago.
don't remember.
But it just goes to show these big corporates that buy out, and then you have to find out who owns who, and then you find out really it's still corruption somewhere.
Oh,
It's they're all owned by the same ones, and they're all manipulating exactly what you see and what you have access to.
My biggest gripe right now,
You think you have choice, but it's just an illusion.
this is my biggest gripe. I'm with Verizon or any cell phone. You cannot talk to a customer service anymore. It is all bot. You can't get a unique question.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
Circular. You try and pay a bill, they play these circular games.
Well, yeah, because
Even
they don't
though
fucking
they're
care.
still-
And
and it-
Oh, and
they
whatever
don't
you
have to
do,
care.
whatever you do not download the Google app onto your phone. Me and my father, we just went through the most horrendous thing. His phone broke, so he couldn't access his Google app. And in trying to get the phone fixed or get like a work order on it to send it back to them, they emailed him a confirmation that he had to open and click the link. So we tried to access it on the computer, and the computer says, well, we're sending you a Gmail verification to your app. You have to go open your app. And he couldn't open the app because the phone was broken. So whatever you do not download the Google app.
I did, and it said now my phone is a Google iPhone. So there's.
Oh God, no!
Google
I don't
iPhone.
have the Google app.
Oh,
on mine.
that's awesome. I love
A
it.
Google iPhone.
A googly iPhone.
Yeah,
Googly.
I had a bigger one, but
Dad jokes. Dad jokes. I forgot about Aaron's dad jokes.
I love
Got
his
a bone.
Oh, you should check my show out from last night. I made a major discovery about Mothman.
Oh,
The origins of Mothman. Yeah, I did a little meme on it, and it's
My wife
So where
wife
does
just
Mothman
discovered
come
you,
from,
Aaron,
then?
on Facebook, and she fell in love with your Facebook channel. So
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
his
your
I,
wife.
I share all his stuff out on Facebook.
and you
Aaron's-
really made her day when you accepted her friend request last night or night.
I thought,
before
who is this? Who is this person? She doesn't look like a real person. She hardly ever posts. But wait a minute, it's Carl's wife. I have to friend her. But so maybe now I'm not friending people who really are real people, since obviously she's a real person.
Honey, Aaron said you're too pretty to be a real person.
No, that's not what I said. Oh,
Watch
boy.
it, Carl. Aaron's hitting on your wife. Oh,
No,
shit.
no.
I don't know. She said thank you. I don't know if you can hear her.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
we heard that. Yeah, definitely. However, getting back to is North Korea going to launch something or not? Because that's what they
No.
planned. That's what we think they're going to do.
That was
How
the
is the
original plan.
invasion in Taiwan going to go? That was supposed to happen this week, but it's going to happen what next
Well,
week?
I expected it to happen this week.
I
That's
did
me.
too.
That's me.
That was me too. I was
Does
expecting.
anybody really want the ramifications of that? I mean, after
No,
you
it's not that you want, but we know that it's going to happen, so we have to prepare.
Then
for
There's
it.
2 biolabs in Taiwan they need to take out.
yeah, I mean, will it be nuclear? Will they false flag and pretend nuclear?
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think,
Pretend
no, I
nuclear.
don't know. No, there's not
So-
going to be any nukes.
No, there will be nukes.
okay. Now hold
there
on.
will be
Now, hold on,
planes.
because you got to remember, on the Q post there was, he labeled off the movies, the 5 movies,
Right.
and
Some
Some
of
of
all
All
fears.
Fears is one of them. And like I said last week's show, we've got a lady tracking a portable nuclear signature up and down the East Coast, so that falls in line. But nothing. Broken Arrow. I don't remember him mentioning that movie. Now, I mean, if he mentioned Broken Arrow, well, then okay, there's that chance. Well, I think Broken Arrow and Some of All Fears kind of go together. It's a cell of a stolen nuke. So, but I think an event could take place. They're pushing World War III now. Hopefully, they expose themselves. They really push it. They try to take Ukraine by force through NATO and forcing Russia to respond. But I think China would respond. And if
No,
China,
NATO's already refused to get involved, other than the clandestine people they already have in country. They will not publicly get involved. They won't send heavy armor. They've sent foot soldiers, and they've found
They'll send
when
weapons.
they took
but
one of
they
the
won't-
Ukrainian bases in Donbass, they found NATO computers, NATO laptops.
yes, big news on that one. But
Mhm.
so the other thing is everybody's got to remember we're disabling the cabal. Every
Mhm.
country is deplatforming their own cabal. So the CCP is under constant attack by President Xi and his alliance.
Yeah.
Taiwan, Russia. Russia, they got rid of their deep. Well, I mean, they still have deep state assets in Russia, but
Right, but the
for the
difference
most part,
between
they've
Russia
gotten rid
and
of
us is they shoot their oligarchs.
yeah. And
But
North Korea got rid of theirs a few years
Well, we're
ago.
hanging ours, Mud Rabbit.
There's another point to make. I still feel that they want the public to be the ones to wake up, and the only way
Yes,
to do that is by keeping us on the edge of our seats. Even
absolutely.
the white hats are keeping us on the edge of our seats. They don't want to make it easy for us. So the only way we're going to wake up and stand up is if it's not easy.
But you
So-
They're
can't
going to make
easy
it
because-
difficult. They'll make it difficult on the normies. They're not making it difficult on anons. We're all standing back in the background in the bleachers, grinning like crazy, waiting for this to happen.
This guy smiling, he knows.
We
Yeah.
know the show.
We're waiting
Aaron's
for it.
smiling.
But-
Aaron's smiling.
And then the hopeful part is what Aaron's doing, taking the other side where what's going out there in space and the obscure things that people are
That's all
experiencing.
part of it.
Right. But that's the part that keeps us our sanity.
Yeah.
Because you look at Earth and go, I don't want to watch this show anymore. Let's go to Aaron because I want to see what's going on out there. He's getting all these interviews of people that are having experiences that I hadn't even considered,
Corey Good tomorrow night.
Tomorrow,
Big
8
show.
p.m.
Let's do that
Yeah.
one.
Celebrity.
8 p.m. Central.
I'm excited. I am so excited.
I am too.
Are you going to let it roll or are you going to do you have some spot questions for him? Have you figured that out yet?
Well, I have a list of things I'm going to say to him and questions. He's dropped so much intel in the last few months that I have so many questions. But, he famously called for unity in the community like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He says, if you really want to get disclosure, we need to set aside our personal differences. Maybe, we don't agree with everybody, but we all want the truth. So let's have unity in the community and all go for the truth. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't have all the answers. Maybe someone else might have, and then he was attacked viciously.
Yeah, we
And
need to network.
he was attacked by all the shills. So they showed themselves. And one of them was, what's his name? He's a guy I used to like too. He's got gray hair. He used to have long hair. I can't remember.
Wilcock.
No, he attacked Corey viciously.
Dan
And-
Winter?
No,
No.
I know who it is.
Just in that TR3B movie.
He was on Gaia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on the news all the time. He's like the go-to guy for, why can't I think of his name?
Menendez?
No.
And it's not the Mount
He's
Adams.
the mainstream. He's not an experiencer. He's just a personality. He's got a really good voice, and I used to like him. But when he attacked Corey, just because he didn't have any solid evidence,
Oh, he
I mean-
wanted pictures.
but he was attacked right after he called for unity in the community, and they attacked him viciously from all angles. And
Mhm.
he's in the middle of a racketeering suit right now because they've all colluded with each other to attack him, and it's quite something else.
It's amazing when you start to have some successful information, how they come out of the woodwork to attack.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
was with a group of people for a while that every time she would come out with new information, she would get viciously attacked by just the most random, seemingly random people. It
Jay
got so
Wagner.
bad she had to leave the country.
Richard Dolan.
Oh, Richard Dolan. Oh, then Jay Widener too. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jay Widener went after him too, but Richard Dolan was the first one at a symposium at a conference.
Now, wasn't Richard Dolan a electrical engineer and working on Tesla Technologies?
No, Richard Dolan. He's a ufologist.
Oh, Dollard is what I was thinking. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he tries to come more practical. In fact, he was on a panel with them. He was somewhat more sensible, but he still had a discrediting disposition.
Mhm.
He accepts some foo-foo shit, but then over here, anything that Gaia constructs that you're not allowed to, because we know who is running that operation.
Yeah, these people came after her too. I mean, they came out of the woodwork. Dan Winter,
Mhm.
Vincent Bridges, I think was the
Yeah.
worst of them, but thank God he's not with us any longer.
And who's that girl who had dreams, and she said that Corey was entering her dreams and stealing her ideas? It's like, oh my God.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear
there's
about that.
been-
Here's that new discovery: the origins of Mothman. Before he was Mothman, he was Caterpillar Man.
And who's the face you have in there? We can't quite see the face. Is it?
DiCaprio. Has to be DiCaprio.
Oh, DiCaprio. Gotcha.
So the idea is everyone's looking for Mothman. You got to look for Caterpillar Man. Put him in a
Yeah.
car, and you'll have Mothman.
Well, you got to find the cocoon first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cocoon from
That's
Mothman.
my latest.
Oh God, dad joke.
It's a meme discovery, fake discovery. But
That's awesome.
someone wanted me to look into Mothman. I just think Mothman is. I don't.
Caterpillar Man. I had never thought of that. That is new to me.
Yeah, we're talking
Talk
But
about
then
thinking
again,
outside the box.
I never thought
Oh,
about.
isn't she beautiful?
Hey,
I think there was a song about that. Isn't she love?
She's trying to make me go to China store.
I'm trying to went to Target. Hi, Aaron.
Ban everything China.
What's
What the
China
fuck?
store?
China,
Walmart?
anything.
See,
Target.
these guys are the
Target.
reason. These guys
oh
are the
please,
reason that.
it's Target.
That's
These guys are the reason I'm
Target.
talking to Corey. They helped me get a hold of Corey. So
You guys did?
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
we work with Corey. So, and one thing I can say, the unity and community. One thing about Corey, he is consistent, even with how he treats people that work with him.
Mhm.
does not try and control. He does not. He keeps his peace.
He's
Mhm.
Well,
consistent with his
last
information
video,
too.
Yeah.
his last video, his wife or girlfriend, I don't know who that is, was driving the car. They were in Denver or close to Denver. They were in Colorado,
Yeah.
and they were driving around, and he was in the passenger seat, just letting things flow. That's Corey. You know, he's not taking over. He's not a control freak. He's not everything has to be. No, he's just experiencing life as it is and letting things flow, letting others do what they do. So that's
Yeah. And see, and I've always wanted to talk to Corey because I discovered him after my event where I woke up, from a dead sleep falling through my ceiling and, head first, which was not a very pleasant experience. And I woke up with
imagine not.
chemical burn on my temple there it is, in a perfect triangle. I mean, just a bright red chemical burn on my temple. And of course I had, my memories were just literally feeling wind in my face, opening my eyes, seeing the nightstand in the bed rushing towards my face, and then my head getting wedged in between the nightstand and the mattress. So,
So
and
I
so
would
when
think
I
of Total
started
Recall.
looking up
I think of Total Recall and that machine they hooked up to his brain to readjust his memories. That might actually explain the triangle there because they were wiping
might.
out the mind.
So I wanted to talk to him
Maybe
about
I don't know.
portal technologies, the chemical mind wipes. Were there, any type of,
You should actually share a platform with Niara. If you have Niara, I see her story. If you heard her story, if you went through it, you would have a good conversation with
you're
her.
talking Laura Eisenhower or who are you talking
Yeah,
Niara.
Niara, she's good folks.
Niara.
I've watched her.
It's,
Aaron,
it's,
you
Niara.
that
don't
name
have
is just a sound.
Shatner on your ship.
Huh?
They said he doesn't have a ship with Shatner at the
I know I get Shatner, but no ship.
Shatner's still there,
No
yeah.
ship. No ship. Yeah.
I didn't
This StreamYard doesn't have green screen, apparently.
He's looking at me.
Mike is too fruitful for that.
No, it's no. I ain't going there. I ain't fucking going there.
Now, Corey. Now, the people who are attacking Corey, they say, "Oh, he's bad business dealings, and he owes me money." Blah blah blah. Well, I'm friends with Steve Cefalo, and I've interviewed him 3 times now. And I hadn't bought the book yet because I was talking to him, off air, and I said, "Well, will any of this money go to you? Because I want you to be paid." He goes, "No, I'm being paid to do this." I said, "Oh, really?" So Corey's doing it right. He is, he paid for the development for all the artwork. So that is very noble. I mean, you don't find that. Usually it's like, yeah, you'll get a percentage, and then maybe the percentage never comes.
Right.
That happens a lot to artists. But Steve Cefalo was paid very well for the whole thing, and Corey says famously now that it's probably the most expensive graphic novel ever.
I watched his post.
Yeah.
I think he posted it yesterday, I think, and it was showing images of it, and it looked nice.
Oh
nice
man, it's unbelievable.
Big ass comic book.
It's a graphic novel. Yeah, it's and Steve is like he's into realism. So every frame is like a portrait, like a painted portrait. It looks like a photograph. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I mean, I can't even believe he did that. It's unbelievable. And they're going to take that. They're going to make movies from it and series and offshoots of other comics and everything. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So I ordered one at $55. Heck yeah. It's 3 pounds. It's
Wow.
huge. And there's a video he has, he's flipping through it and there's a banana next to it.
Yeah, this is the book I just bought. I got it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Now Nikola Tesla. This is the book that Nikola Tesla has been photographed with, and artist depictions and whatnot. This is the book that he's reading. So I can't wait to dig into it. Exciting stuff, and and his graphic novel is about half this thick. Yeah, I think it's about look about like that.
That's cool.
So it's $55
Yeah.
on
Did
his.
we lose Todd?
Yes,
Yeah,
we did. He actually pointed towards his wife, and so I
Oh.
believe they had some kind of issues to where they had to go, and
They're
so
going to Tarjay.
they're
Tarjay.
going to Tarjay. To make it more chic, because if it's in French, then obviously it must be worthwhile, right?
It must be a choice. That is an illusion because it is owned
Oh
by
yeah.
white people.
There you go.
Oh, it's blinking out here. It's freezing up.
You're
I don't know what's
freezing.
happening.
I'm not freezing.
No,
No, we're good.
Don't worry,
must
Aaron.
be
Don't
my
worry.
connection.
Yeah,
It
you're
might
Aaron,
be
you
from
keep the
mine.
warp engine.
Well, it sure is nice to hear you, Mud Rabbit.
Oh, thank you, Aaron. It's nice
Now,
to talk to you
so what-
too.
Well, see, hold on, Aaron. You got to understand that's one of the reasons why, because she was always in chat. Now she refuses to get on camera. Carl came on camera. He's there. All right. Carl's showing his fucking ugly, freaking bald ass mug, but he's there, exposing himself. Now, Granny, the reason that we come on at this hour is because you got to get your grandkids into bed
Right.
so that your son can do things, which is why we do the time frame that we do.
She says
but-
she's got a picture up. She says she looks just like that. So.
Exactly. So that's,
Yeah.
but we hear Mud Rabbit instead of watching her type the comments out. And it is much deeper. So, yes, Aaron, thank you for recognizing that.
Thank you.
It is hearing Mud Rabbit actually talk out to us and tell us. It's a lot fucking faster than what it is typing. And there's a lot of fucking information there.
Yeah,
and the
there's a lot of information.
there is. And the fact that she's always following, Carl in every morning, and evidently a number one fucking fan. There's a lot of information that's going on every Tuesday night. Aaron, you, sir, are an example to all of us, and I appreciate you very fucking much. Truth Quest with Aaron
Well,
Moriarty.
thank you.
There is a show right
Hearing
there.
just segments of words. So, but thank you. I could tell it was a compliment. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got,
Segments of words. Okay.
It's-
It's cutting out.
it's cutting out every half second.
Well, what you'll do is you can actually re-watch this and go into 2 hours and 12 minutes or 2 hours and 10
Yeah.
minutes and re-watch it later on
Okay.
and watch me kiss
All
your
right.
fucking ass on YouTube.
You can,
So
You can-
fuck off, Aaron.
really-
What the hell, man?
you can actually. We've got. Yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard.
He's saying, "Mwah."
But I heard the fuck. So I heard.
The worst part.
Did you guys see that article on, I think IET had it up? They played the Fuck You Tony game between Russia and Ukraine.
Not yet.
When they took the island was like, who are you?
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"We're
yeah.
Russia. Well, fuck you, Russia. Who are you?" It was the Tony Ezekiel joke.
And it's what we're facing right now because they want to
And
come
then
in
they
and
surrendered.
Right.
and they surrendered. But they told everybody they got blown up.
No, there was 13 of them. They went on the Russian ship. They surrendered. Russia took them back to their home port and let them go.
Yeah, but the original reports were they said, "Fuck you, Russia," and Russia said, "Oh yes," bloom, and they all died.
That
Well,
was the original
IET
story.
had it up. IET 17 had it up. He says they played the Fuck You Tony game.
You're
What
gonna
are you
love
doing,
it.
Tony
Michael?
game.
I don't know. I'm trying to eliminate his ass.
Pay attention to
Oh,
your
take
guest.
that down. Take that down. That's porn.
Yeah, I was blocking it. I was trying to block that
Yeah.
motherfucker. That's why.
I already blocked it.
All right, that's why it was giving me a confusing error message. Because I was trying to
Yeah.
block
Sorry.
it. It said error. It's
trying to-
already been blocked.
I'm trying to close
my
things.
mods,
I'm closing things.
my mods are actually hosting, so I don't have to worry about that shit. It's actually a great thing. It always works.
We've got
I already got him.
So you're on tomorrow, Aaron. What are you doing? I'm on Pirate Podcast Skull Island, but you're going to have your own thing. What are you doing tomorrow?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I didn't hear that. What am I doing tomorrow? I'm interviewing Corey Good tomorrow at 8 Central.
Are you
So
nervous?
hopefully, I won't have these issues I'm having now. Apparently, I hope I can.
Well, we can hear you fine. That's not a
Well,
problem.
he's
But
like Zach Hedren.
I won't be able to conduct. I won't conduct
Max
an interview
Hedren.
if I can't hear what he says.
True. True.
So,
However, you
I
can.
was nodding and then ask another question. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
Well, he's got the hairstyle. It'll just be Max Headroomish.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Max
Said-
Headroom.
From the 80s, Max.
Max.
Hedren.
Max.
digital
Max.
It is like
Max.
Max Headroom. It is like Max Headroom.
You're like
for sure.
Go.
Coca-Cola. Yeah.
That's what it's like. But you could understand him. I can't really understand you much.
Well, what's funny is your picture, your image is frozen, but we can hear you audio.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. But it is what it is. However, how
Hmm.
I'm focusing on
I'm
something else.
sorry. I wish I could hear you better. I heard the early show fine. At this point, I could hear you.
That is quite all right. Aaron, any time that you want to come on, I will send you the link if you want to in your private chat. And you are always welcome on my show, brother. That's one of the reasons why I'm on here. All
Okay.
right. And I
All
thank
right.
you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, sir.
Every Tuesday. You're on
Awesome.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which is right there. So, sorry, that wasn't yours.
There you go. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. Thank you, Mud Rabbit.
There
So
you
nice
go. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I'm on Tuesdays with Carl and Mud Rabbit and Todd. And I'm on Wednesdays with Skull Island. And that's what I'm doing. I'm on other stuff as well, but that's all funky and fun shit. It's got nothing to do with any of this. What you got to tell us, Aaron? Close us out.
Well, I think that as crazy as the world gets, we just have to look inside ourselves, around us, and the people around us, and just make the best of it we can. Try growing your own too. It's probably a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get outside in the sunshine.
Enjoy God's world, His creation. Be what we were supposed to be, not the New World Order matrix reality to where we're all stuck to our fucking phones.
Just remember, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yep.
And
3, 6, and 9. Don't forget the vortex field.
Something I wrote that I'm going to say tomorrow to Corey is unity in the real community and the shunning of the shills. That's what we need.
I like that.
Again,
unity in the community.
Repeat it, Aaron, please.
I just did. You just talked over me as I was repeating it.
All right.
Unity
Both of y'all repeat.
in the community and shunning of the shills.
We need unity in the real community and the shunning of the shills. Yeah. There needs to be a house cleaning and on a documentary about it. So it's going to be very disruptive. But the whole UFO community is completely infiltrated.
Absolutely.
Completely.
Oh,
There's very
you think
few.
disinformation is bad in mainstream information when it comes to what's going on behind the scenes in the secret space program and the UFO community? It's heavily,
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of issues with it. Oh, Marby finally made it. Hey, you're late. We're about to sign off.
We're about to sign up. Yeah, you can watch the replay. It's not a problem, and you're always welcome aboard. Absolutely. Mud Rabbit, what you got for us tonight? Last word.
Well, I sent Carl that article that I sent you a while back, and I'm just waiting to hear back from you guys. I'm very curious to know what you think of it. And if Aaron, if you like, I can send you a copy.
Which article? Which article? Because I've read the majority of yours, and I thought I responded.
The organic portals.
Oh, those. I'm still processing that one because that one hits close to home.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hits
I
close to
asked
home,
for
Mike.
it, and I got a fucking organic portal, man. Let me fucking tell you. So yeah, I'm still processing that one.
Well, if you got one, don't keep poking it.
Yeah, I know. You keep telling me that. I get you, but I'm an idiot. But that's what it is. Carl, what you
Behave
got for
yourself.
us?
I already said my piece, brother.
You already said your piece. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's after party time, so let's go.
It's after
Say
party
bye.
time.
I'll see y'all next week.
All right. See y'all next Tuesday. Thank you very much for showing up, Aaron. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. Thank you, Combat Carl. And thanks, Todd, if you're watching in the restream or whatever. Thanks,
Yes,
everybody.
and hi
Thank
and
you,
bye,
everybody.
Marby. Sorry you missed us tonight.
Peace in.
Definitely. Peace in. Thank you very much, Aaron.
Yes.
I needed you here for that one. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
Good night.